Welcome back to Mik'd Up. Today is Monday, February 2nd.
Whoa,
February.
dude.
Wow.
Second.
February 28th.
What do you have on the docket?
Wow, look at that. I was looking at the 2 for the February as the number of 2. We're last day of February before we get to March.
If only
It's a
we could
big
really
day.
push time back like that.
Only we could. I wish we could. It's a big day today. There's a lot of things to talk about. LSU baseball had a 4-game sweep this weekend. Huge series win for them. I know the
Birthday
competition. Birthday bombs. We talked about it. We told you it was going to happen. I wish I could have made the prop bet because that was about a gimme of prop bet as we could have made. Couldn't have made a prop. Couldn't do it. They didn't have them available. But LSU baseball 4-game sweep.
Mincy.
Yeah, we need to get him on that. We need to get Mincy on that.
It's a must.
It is a must. Like, college baseball right now with all the stuff that's going on with Major League Baseball, it's kind of like this popularity is growing even more than they're trying to make it, which is great. So like now let's start getting some props. Let's start getting some more lines. Let's start getting some more weekend bets. But I'm assuming at some point that's going to happen. It's going to take some time. Everything worth waiting for takes a little time. You know what I mean? I don't think I said that right, but we're going to go with that. NFL Combine starts this week. I think the NFL Combine starts today, but the on-field workouts start on the 3rd. It should be the 3rd to the 5th, all on-field workout. MLB deadline is today, the self-imposed deadline for games not to be missed by the owner. The owners came out and said that, hey, the deal has to be done today. If we don't want to miss any regular season games, they're meeting again. They met a bunch for, I think, 5 or 6 hours yesterday. I think they're still far apart on some issues, but you know, deadlines always kind of make things seem to happen a little bit quicker than people think they are. Or not quicker, but make things happen even though you're far apart until you're not far apart, is basically what I'm saying.
Didn't sound so
Come
close.
now, we're coming together.
March Madness is looming, which I cannot wait for. Like, if this last week was any indication on how March Madness is going to be, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9. I missed it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9. Lost this weekend. Or this week. And if that's any indication how March Madness is going to be, it's going to be a fun March. LSU's projected a 6 seed. I think that's pretty good considering what they've gone through. 2 huge games coming up this week. They got Arkansas and Alabama to end the season before the tournament. You go and win 1 or 2 of those games, like you put yourself in a good spot. You know, I don't know how much higher you can get over a 5 seed. But you put yourself in a good spot and you make a good run in the tournament. I don't know how likely that is because you don't get the double bye, but you have the ability to make a little run, put yourself in a spot that you're comfortable with going into the tournament. Don't like the 5 seed, don't like the 12-5. They have some hot teams at this last bracketology thing I looked at made me a little nervous. We got a little.
Dude, what did y'all do this weekend?
We have a little.
We got a mute button on this thing?
We have a little.
The cough button.
I'm a little nasally. I'm a little nasally right now, but that's okay.
I feel great.
We had 75, 80-degree weather 3 days ago, then all of a sudden it dropped to 45. So
I mean, there's a party that's
we had and Jay Mitch. We're celebrating Jay Mitch's engagement this weekend, which was awesome.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, Chad Jones told me he was coming on the show again, so we'll see. I told him, I said, I'm not believing you until you show up.
Chad, he's calling you.
Leon Landry's coming on the show.
Chad.
Leon's got a lot of some cool stuff going. He's a music producer now.
Yes.
So he's coming on. He wants to talk about his producing and what he's doing. Maybe produce some tracks for the show. He said.
Beats.
Yeah, we had a little rundown. I think what I should have led with. Now you're listening to Mik'd Up, brought to you by Sterling Automotive. That's probably what I should have left off with.
Yep.
But the second thing after that is I should have started off with gambling picks and our guy, because our guy got me out of the grave this weekend. I was dead to rights. I had not much money left in my account.
None.
Technically none. I had zero money. Left.
$0.
Negative
$0 in my account.
Your mom
And then all of a sudden I went 6-1. Boom. Okay, I'm back alive. I'm breathing. Then I go boom, 4-1. Like, damn, I'm not just breathing. I'm thriving, boys. I am thriving. I'm back in the game. And now we got some more picks, which we're gonna put on right now.
Oh.
I
on the spot.
rushed you.
And we're putting them on right now.
And we put him on right now. Boom. Our guy, who you don't know and is identity is anonymous.
Concealed.
And concealed. I know who he is. A couple of us know who he is. Nobody else knows who he is. But these are his picks.
109, huh?
These are his picks. He's so. And look, if our guy's giving you hockey picks,
Take them.
take them. I mean, this guy gave us a hockey pick for a team to score in the first 9.5 minutes on last Monday, and on show, goal scores within 2 minutes of the game and cash it in. That's a money.
Yeah, put
That's
that
a
ticket
win.
in. Yeah, go
That's
ahead.
a
Cash
win.
it. That's a winner.
That is a win. So those are the picks, right? I don't have any picks on my own right now, but our beautiful, lovely sponsor, Lance Beal, down in Lafayette. I have the Lance Beal Spite picks, right? And my Lance Beal Spite picks are usually Baylor. I cannot go against our guy. I'm sorry. I'm very sorry about that. So I'm going Baylor. If Baylor screws me for the 4th time this year, I'm off. I'm completely off. This is a perfect time. Lloyd's very proud of himself on this. This is good. I'm proud of you.
I
I'm
didn't
proud of
even
you.
do
guys.
it. I don't
This is
even know
good.
where it came from. Honest to God, I don't know where this graphic came from.
Oh, you didn't do this?
No, I can't lie anymore.
I thought you did this.
He's lying. He's
Thought
been
about
lying.
it over the weekend. It wasn't me.
Felt guilty.
Wow.
I
Okay.
don't want the pressure to be on me to make another
Okay.
one like
Okay.
this.
Okay. Deal. Well, whoever did it did a great job. I'm not giving you credit for it anymore.
Well,
Lloyd, good job putting that on the screen.
thank you, man.
Yeah. But these are the picks.
Spite
These
bet
are
of the
these
week.
are these. I can't spite. It's not spite.
Baylor money line is a spite bet. You hate Baylor. You can't bet them anymore. You said I'm off Texas
Yeah,
teams.
but I'm betting Baylor money line.
That's a spite bet. You're in spite of yourself.
I don't think that works that way.
Am I wrong?
How am I spiting myself?
Because
Because
you said you would never bet Baylor again.
so I'm going double. I'm going
Yeah,
back.
you're
I'm
spite in
two
spite of
timing
it. Yeah,
myself.
you're
I'm
cutting your nose
yeah.
off to spite your face with Baylor money
I need
line.
a big schnoz. I probably should cut my nose off. It's okay. But yes, if Baylor loses this
Should hang out
game,
with me this weekend.
if Baylor loses this game and I lose for the 4th time, I'm out. This is the
never
perfect
happen.
time. This is the perfect time for Baylor to redeem themselves for me going into March Madness.
Guy gets a hot streak going right back on the Baylor train.
It never even happened.
So first of all, I wanted to get into LSU baseball. That's how I wanted to start off the show.
What was the Wyoming line?
+2.
Put it on the ticker.
Ooh, look at you. Look at you doing some work over there,
Stewie
Stewie.
Tickers.
Stewie, we got Jay Mitch, Stewie in the house. We got Lloyd in the house.
What?
We got a little derailed. It's okay. We always
Monday
do that.
show, dude.
It's Monday. We
So
got a
can
lot
you-
to talk about.
Can you give me the Wyoming line?
But I did want to. What's that?
The Wyoming line. What is the Wyoming?
+2.
+2, just +2. Wyoming
Bro,
+2.
bro. Look at the graphic.
Look, I was looking at the graphic. You changed it. All right.
There it is,
We're
+2.
doing.
But I was. There he goes. Boom. See,
my
look,
God.
Monday.
Doing
Real
a great
Heineken.
job.
Monday. He was
Real
trying to
Heineken.
give Heineken.
I thought you were supposed to slow down on
a
Sunday.
spot.
It's
But
Monday.
no, it's
Slow down on Sunday
Yeah,
so
slow
you're ready
down.
for Monday.
Slow down Sundays,
You're not
baby.
hearing what I'm
You walk
saying.
into the locker room and you got R&B playing in the locker room usually, and
Slow
like,
jams.
hey, we got slow jam Sunday, baby. That's all you got. You cruise in, and but obviously, Lloyd. I mean, no, looking at him, you know that he does. There's no slowing down for him.
Good
It's always
night.
go all the time.
It's always
prescribed.
good,
All
coach.
gas.
All gas,
No breaks.
all
baby.
gas, no breaks. I love that though. I need that. I need that out of my producer. I need that out of the energy. If you have a mullet with a mustache, you need gas.
All
need
gas.
all gas. Probably
Gas.
multiple gases. But
Hemorrhoids.
I want to talk about LSU baseball because it was a big weekend for them. There was a 4-game. My time at LSU, I never had a four-game series. Right? I never had a doubleheader on Sunday. I know the competition wasn't as stout as it was on Wednesday, but Wednesday was a fluke. It does not matter.
You're as good as your schedule, baby.
Exactly. And you got to go out and play. And they had a bad game on Wednesday. Right? And so I really wanted to lead into this, but then I was watching SportsCenter. I was watching ESPN before the show, and they started talking about Aaron Rodgers, and they started talking about some of the free agency stuff going on in the NFL. And at the bottom of the thing, the headline was, and this is probably clickbait or iBait, like me tuning in to see what they want to say. It was Stephen A. talking to Marcus Spears, and I like Marcus Spears a lot. Stephen A. does obviously a good job. He bugs me sometimes, but he's good at what he does. And Stephen A. Smith and Marcus Spears are debating whether or not Aaron Rodgers is greedy for wanting to be the highest paid player in the NFL, because the rumor, allegedly, from anonymous league source, says that Aaron Rodgers is asking for $50 million a year, right? He has not said that. Nobody in his camp has come out and said that. So this is all he says, she said, right? And I'm not trying to defend Aaron Rodgers. I'm defending the athlete. As an athlete, how are we going to go out there and say this man is being selfish and greedy because this is what somebody who's anonymous said that maybe he said or maybe he didn't say? Nobody has proof that he said this, and he hasn't come out. I'm assuming tomorrow when he goes on the Pat McAfee show like he does every Tuesday, he's going to come out and address the situation. He's probably going to say, no, I have not said that I want to make $50 million a year. But regardless if he says it, one, he probably deserves it. It's a two-time MVP, actually four-time MVP.
I don't think that's what it's about, but go ahead.
It's not about that, right? But four-time MVP, he's won 2 in a row, right? And he is obviously one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. So if he asking for it, he deserves it, but I don't think he's asking for it. I don't think he actually came out and said, I need $50 million a year, what pisses me off is somebody that, and they need to push a narrative, they want clicks, they want attention, they want eyeballs. I understand all of that. But why are you saying, and he's been in the headlines all year for a bunch of different reasons. More so, oh, our ticker is on and rolling, boys.
Boys, big day.
We are rolling. Right? But he's been in the media, and he's been in the media limelight a lot this year, more for bad stuff, for stuff that is controversial than for him being really good at football. It bugs me that somebody, and it's not just him, it's all athletes.
Right.
Somebody, if he's a high profile athlete, we want information. We don't know if this is true or not, but this is what someone said, so we're gonna go ahead and push it. To me, that's bullshit. You know what I mean? Like,
okay, now here's
I call on you, Jared Mitchell.
I'll combat this. I'll throw this on the other side of it. As much as he's been in the media all year, and we all know that the Pat McAfee show has basically every bit of anything noteworthy he said or done. Right. So with that being said, name me something else this year that's quote unquote been floated somewhere else.
What do you mean?
You talking about with the contract situation?
Oh yeah.
So the reason why I'm saying that is because that could be a very strategic move by them saying, look, this is how we're going to do this, so I don't really have to look that bad in doing it. Because if it does come out that that's what he wants, then he is pretty fucking greedy for it.
Yeah.
Because he knows, he should know, we ain't winning shit if I get $50 million.
Exactly.
No doubt.
So, and I'm not saying it is. I'm just saying stuff like that doesn't get floated out of nowhere.
No doubt.
Especially when he has the platform that he does, and he comes out and says that.
And maybe he wants to get out of Green Bay. Maybe this is his way out.
Yeah, maybe
right?
so.
Well,
like, hey,
I just think that's very awkward and very hard for you to say that, or not you, anybody to say like it's not tied to him in some kind of way because he hasn't said anything that hasn't come out literally like out like so how could so all of a sudden there's been no hey Aaron said this or did this floated anywhere.
Right.
All of a sudden there is now.
I get it.
You get what I'm saying?
And I think part of it could be, well, he has to make a decision. He said he was going to make a decision soon.
Yeah.
And now everybody's, you know how it is. Like,
I just think
someone sends you a text,
I agree.
when you have this conversation, you don't know, and then
just like,
all of a sudden you start thinking.
Like you said, we will find out today when he goes on Pat's show if they even tomorrow when they address it. All I'm saying is that guy at this point of his career has a stranglehold on what comes out of his mouth and how it's perceived in the media. It's weird that comes out now.
Yeah,
that's all I'm saying.
I'm with you. And I guess you have to do this if you're in like this industry. Media.
The bad part is,
I'm not a journalist.
Well, I was about to say the bad part of it is because what happens is they get the news. Right, and now they have to talk about it. One way or the other, it kind of sucks.
Right, and so I get it. I get that's why it comes out, and if you hear it, and this is from a source that's probably pretty like you don't know the source.
Right.
But if it's a leak source and it's someone that you get it from someone who's reputable or you believe or you trust, okay, we're gonna run with it, right? But at the same time, it's hard for me to say, okay, we're gonna go and run with this, and we're gonna go ahead and make accusations and say stuff allegedly about somebody without actually hearing it from that person. But that's the world we live in.
Yeah.
The media is at your fingertips on your phone all the time on Twitter, Instagram, social media, all of that stuff. Anybody can say whatever they want, and a lot of the times, a lot of stuff can be right. You don't necessarily have to be right anymore. Yeah. But
you have to be first.
You have to be first.
It's not anymore. It's been that way for a while now.
Yeah, right. But it's just a lot more accessible.
Right. What's that? What you mean?
A lot more accessible.
Here it is.
There's going to be a lot, and I guess we're going to stick with the NFL talk because that's kind of how we decided to go.
Wait, did you see Kyler Murray? Did you see the Kyler Murray shit?
God,
Kyler Murray came out.
I did.
His agent came out on his behalf.
I did see that. Yeah.
And made this nice little, nice statement. It sounded great. It was very professional.
My thing with Kyler Murray is, bro, just stop bitching. Like, you're still in your rookie deal. You can't get out of. You're not getting out of Arizona. And they've done things to help you win.
I don't think he wants to get out of Arizona. I think there's a little bit growing up to do. Like, as far as the NFL goes, I think there's some bad taste in his mouth from starting off the season so hot for the last 3 years and ending up so cold.
Yeah.
They made the playoffs. They had a bad run. They had a bad game in the play. They didn't win. So I think that, I think he needs to understand that a little bit, that part of the professionalism of the NFL, obviously.
I think he's got a lot of understanding.
No doubt.
No
doubt.
Like, there's a lot up to do.
But, like, you can't come out and now he's backtracking and saying all these things. Like, yeah, you want to win, of course, but you're the guy who drives the ship, bro. Like, if you want to win, show it to me. Prove it to me.
It's hard to believe. It's hard to believe for me that, like, that agent would still be his agent if things like this never came out of his mouth. So, like, to me, it's like, wait, you've never won an MVP. You haven't won a single playoff game, but you're asking for a new contract already? Come on, dog.
I mean, he performs. He performs. Like, the performance is there, but it's like you got to win.
You got to prove.
Like, Aaron Rodgers, to me, I'm paying Aaron Rodgers a lot, like the most money in the world to play quarterback for me.
Yeah,
because I love Aaron Rodgers. I love the way he plays, and he's going to win.
But here's the deal with the Aaron Rodgers thing is, like, a big issue that he was having with the organization is that they weren't going out and giving him help,
right?
And they weren't asking his thoughts on things. Well, if he's asking for this amount of money, there's no way they can go out and sign Devontae. There's no way they can bring the help.
Right. No, they can bring Devontae back with the rest of the team.
Yeah, the rest of the team.
So that's what I don't understand is, and that's why part of me makes me believe that, like, he didn't say it. He doesn't want $50 million. Like, maybe somebody that's close to him, or maybe that's somebody that's close to somebody that's close to him, maybe said something, or maybe he did say it because this is his way of getting out of Green Bay, without them saying, "Oh, we can't afford him." So maybe it makes Aaron look like the bad guy, and that's okay. But I don't know. I mean, if it just seems like him and Devontae are boy. Like, all of these people around him are friends of his and close to him, like David Bakhtiari and Devontae Adams. All these guys have money, and now Bakhtiari just got his signing bonus and restructured. That's that's his restructure season right now. You know what I mean? We got salary cap deals.
Saints have buku cap.
That's where we're going, right?
Saints creating that space again.
Oh, we're $75 million. No.
Mike.
I want to play Mickey Loomis in chess.
Yeah,
I'd probably get waxed, bro.
Bro, like, you go there and you're like, wait a minute.
I get waxed by him, bro.
You're $76 million over the cap. And Mickey's like, no, what do you mean?
What do you mean 76?
What are you talking about?
After tomorrow, we're 76 under the cap.
Did you look at my book?
Yeah.
I don't know what book you got.
So what they did was they restructured two of their big guys right now. Ryan Ramczyk got restructured, and then Michael Thomas got restructured, which also brings to the point, everybody keeps talking about, oh, Michael Thomas is back. He's around the building. He's happy.
But say, why does he seem so happy now?
Sean Payton, probably.
What's going on?
What is going on? What do you, like, why? So Sean was the reason. It has to be the reason that Michael Thomas was not happy.
Well, didn't Sean, like, publicly, like, talk about Mike, like, not publicly, like, talk about him, like, personally, like, say Michael Thomas, but he kind of threw shots at him to the media.
Yeah, he threw a little bit, for sure. But, like,
Mike didn't feel that.
There's a lot of head coaches out there that do that to their team, their players too. That maybe that's something. But look, Sean's been in New Orleans for a long time, and there are not a lot of things that came outside of that club, outside of that locker room to the media, right? There are a lot of things that happened within the media, within the locker room, stayed pretty close, right? You didn't really hear and find out about things unless they wanted you to find out about things, right? And so Sean Payton came out and said a couple things that maybe Michael Thomas didn't feel good about, and maybe there's some miscommunication behind the scenes, whatever it may be. But, you know, at the end of the day, regardless of what Sean Payton said or not, I'm not defending Sean. I'm not defending Michael Thomas. It didn't look good. Of what was going on and what was being said and how it was being treated, right? It was some of that petty stuff that we're talking about Kyler, and some of that petty stuff that apparently Russell Wilson's on that petty train,
like
the petty party train, right? He deleted all his Seahawks shit.
I think Russell just wants out.
Yeah, the way
at this point, I just think he wants out. I mean, he floated teams last year. Oh, I didn't say.
I have no trade.
I don't want to trade. I don't want to trade. But
if you wanted to trade me,
I like these squads. So he floated that. Yeah, I think Russ was legit trying to get out, which I understand.
No doubt.
Whatever.
But
I just don't think Russell. Russell likes to be liked, so I don't think he wants to. I don't think
hates to be hated.
He don't like being hated.
Not like to be nice.
Big spotlight guy don't like to be hated.
Yep.
So I just think he's trying to do whatever he can to get out and look good on the way doing it.
But I mean, either way, like if he forces himself out, like people are gonna say something.
Yeah,
like,
there's gonna be.
He should be ready for backlash.
You can't not force yourself out.
Right.
No one can say anything.
You're in the position where you have to force yourself
Even
out.
if
You
everyone's
wanna
like,
get
dude,
out.
you should do this, but you look like an asshole doing it.
It's okay though. You get out. You get your way. You get your way.
So where do the Seahawks go in their quarterback situation if Russell Wilson
Geno
forces
Smith.
himself out?
They know they're screwed
Easy.
right now. That's why they don't want to let it
Yeah.
go.
Geno
I mean,
time.
Geno time.
Geno time?
Do y'all remember? This might have been when we had our
Marcus
first.
Mariota. Like there's some like sneaky backup quarterbacks.
Yeah,
Geno
some sneaky
time.
That were
good.
smarter. Starters.
But the thing about it is, but the crazy part about it is like we could be a sneaky backup quarterback who might be good, blah 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 blah. But like, I just personally think this: it's really hard to learn a system and make it work out the gate.
Right.
And that's where the problem becomes.
The guy has to go to a system that he knows,
Right,
he's familiar with, so
yeah,
he can like
yeah.
go in and do whatever. I actually watched that. Y'all see the Kurt Warner movie?
Yeah, I did.
Watch
actually.
that.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Oh, it's actually good.
No, it's actually good. Like
I'm out.
legit. I'm not even gonna bullshit you. It's good.
I swear to you.
What's better?
They got a lot of like Field of Dreams, like
Yeah, but it was good. Like,
I hated Field of Dreams.
oh god.
but it was
you build
it
they
was
won't
actually
come.
pretty solid. Like it was like
I'm telling you, it was good. I'm not
gonna
even
come.
Do you like Field of Dreams?
I mean, it's all right. I'm just saying, like it had like
He
it
sounds
had
like he
that
likes it.
classic sport, like American sports, like movie where it wasn't like
it's true. It
it
happened.
wasn't like cheesy, but like and it was like true. I swear it wasn't. I'm just being honest.
It happened. Like what,
Well, I know the story happened.
sounds
I'm
cheesy.
saying.
Hey,
like
Major League is cheesy, but it's
bullshit.
a damn good movie.
Yeah, that's what makes it great. Is
All right,
it's,
what's what I'm saying? Like
what
they
did
all
you
got a
watch?
little bit of
Did you watch it?
cheesiness
Have
in
you seen
them.
it?
I've seen the tape. I've seen the
seen
trailer.
the
The
tape?
man throws the football like it's made out of butter.
Okay,
It comes out of his
okay.
hand.
Nah.
It's not a quarterback.
He's every bit of Charlie Sheen in that movie. I'm just being honest. You gotta watch. I'm telling you, dog. Like it actually looks good.
The way he's throwing football was not
Nah,
bad.
I'm telling you, like the actual
Y'all watch
football.
it together?
No, I'm just telling you, the actual football in it. Like it's better than a lot of. I'm telling you, dog. I don't care what clip you saw. I'm just telling
It wasn't
you.
even about a ton of the football.
I'll
I
get us
thought it was really
demonetized
cool.
for this.
Well, it was really don't do that. Don't you do that. We just got monetized on YouTube. Do not put the clip up there.
You sounded like Robert just now.
But who?
Robert Carey is always do not
Do not do that.
Yes.
But it was cool because they would have clips of like actual in-game stuff, and it would flip to the clips of actual real game stuff.
Okay, so if you had to pick a home team or
Oh no, this one way better than Home Team.
Oh, so it's a lot more like real adult. It's like an actual adult movie.
Yeah,
like,
but like
a little,
it's a cool.
Yeah,
it's
it's
I
not
didn't
a-
realize. I think what was
Adam
so good for
Sandler
me
movie.
was I didn't realize how
what's the name of this movie?
the American Underdog.
they don't even
I
know.
didn't realize how
What's the name of it?
American
the movie.
Underdog.
American Gangster,
Underdog.
American Underdog.
American Gangster.
I didn't realize like how little Kurt Warner came from, right? Like I didn't realize that, bro. He was walking, like I'm telling you, bro. Like it was really it was a good story. I enjoyed it. And
I mean, damn, dog, it ain't any given Sunday, but like it's good. I'm not fine. No, he ain't Willie Beeman, but the show's good.
I enjoyed it. Man. I enjoyed it.
So
I wasn't 20 minutes in and was like, turn this shit off. Like, it was good.
I don't even know why I came in, but I guess my point of bringing
This movie's good.
Oh my God.
Tell me this movie is good.
I just told you he ain't Willie Beeman, but
So it's
come on,
not.
bro.
It's not any given Sunday.
Look at the coach.
Look at 26.
What's wrong with the coach?
26 look like he ready to.
Offset 5 in the back. It didn't even fit right.
No, it's 75. There's a 7 under the
I don't know.
arm.
This
know.
guy over here. Listen.
Great
I'm not
critique.
saying it's gonna win any awards, but I'm saying that I watched it and I enjoyed it, and that wasn't like I was like, man, this is not a good movie, right? The whole point of bringing up this story, the whole point of bringing up Kurt Warner's American Underdog movie, the story of it,
There's not even a logo on the ball.
was that listen to me, was that if you find a quarterback that has the ability, but you put him in the right system, and he's willing to do what he needs to do in that system, then things can go and work out for you, right? That was my. Can you put the heater off? Take
Who
the heater
turned that
off.
on?
Oh, it's hot in here.
It got hot.
But that
Steaming.
Toasty.
like part of the movie was Kurt Warner would go. He got his first sign. He's an undrafted free agent by the Packers. Shows up to the Packers, and first he literally just drove into the facility. Shows up, and I love that you keep doing it. Keep plugging them. He shows up to the facility and he practiced the first day. Now I've never been in a football locker room. I've never been in that arena, right? I know how baseball is. Like if I signed with as a minor league as a free agent and I show up, I'm gonna go to baseball and I'm not gonna be put on the practice field day one unless I'm hitting batting practice. I'm not gonna be in the middle of like I don't need to understand how the system works, right? Because I'm not
getting in the door.
Yeah. So they show this. Like obviously, I'm sure that undrafted free agents don't really get a lot of leash, and so he goes into the Packers and he's on the sidelines with his pads on. They say, "Hey, get in."
Like this.
He says, "Get in," and he goes in. He doesn't go in. He said, "Coach, I just got here today. Like I don't know any of the playbook. Like I'll know it tomorrow." And the guy cut him the next day. Said, "Okay, you're done. You had your opportunity. You're done." So then that's kind of how it is. But my point is, then he gets the system with the Rams and Mike Martz, and he balls out, becomes an MVP. I forgot he was the MVP of the league.
Great show on turf.
Yeah, but I forgot he was the MVP of the league that year.
Too. Damn.
It was crazy. It was cool. And
so this movie, I have to watch it now.
it's good. And look, it's not A plus acting, but like the story's good and it's good enough.
No shit.
It's good enough.
Yeah, that
You
throws
calling
it
this
all
man
the way.
75 is not true.
That is 75.
That's
You tell me that
75.
guy's wearing. Tell me that guy's wearing number 5.
Brown from Auburn. He wore 5. Biggest guy.
Okay,
now,
that guy is not.
Now, you can do that then.
Either way,
2000.
it's not set.
It's a set. It is
But
not.
I tell you what movie what it
You
did
just
do.
click to the sideline
I know,
profile.
I
Like,
know.
who cares what's going on
I
the
know, I
sideline?
know. That's what he does. That's what he
Hey,
does.
come on.
I
I'll
get
give
to
this-
shift the narrative
I
however
forgot-
I want.
I forgot how cool Arena Football League was,
I'll miss it.
dude. Because it brought you in there, and like I remember watching these games, right? I remember watching like they had a team in Lafayette. I remember watching these guys get hammered over
Was
the
it
board.
the Swamp Cats?
That was the indoor soccer team.
Yeah, that was a soccer team.
Oh, what a pull from both of you.
Yeah, look at these guys.
Soccer guys.
Yeah, the Louisiana Ice Skaters.
Ice Gators. I was a big Ice Gators guy.
We
Yeah.
used to ride the Ice Gators bus for baseball. Like our baseball coach was friends with the guy that owns
That's
the
great.
Ice Gators, and we ride the Ice Gators bus to like away games.
Rudy.
That's so great.
Huh?
Rudy? No, Rudy's a
Oh,
president.
dude's name?
That was the president. But the whole point of it was I forgot how awesome the Arena Football League. The whole point of this whole thing, right? The circle back to what we were talking about was to talk
Really
about.
tied
Get
in.
this out of the screen.
Really tight.
That guy.
The whole point is that you can go and find a good backup quarterback, a guy who has talent, and want to back up on a team and put him in the right scheme and let them thrive. Maybe they weren't in the good scheme early on. Maybe they didn't, they weren't able to excel. Now you put them somewhere. So I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what's going to happen with Marcus Mariota. Geno Smith's probably not going to be that guy. But like all these guys that are backups that have an opportunity to go somewhere else, do something. Maybe that happens with Jameis. Maybe you start to see what Jameis in New Orleans. I don't know. But I think some of these teams, you're talking about the Seahawks, I think they're in a way different position than just filling in with a quarterback.
It's a
They
few
need to
teams
go.
in that position though, like filling the quarterback spot. Because I mean, like Pittsburgh doesn't have a
Pat?
quarterback.
Huh? No, it's my mom.
Who else in the league?
She knows I'm
doesn't
on
have
the
a
show
quarterback?
right now, and she's going.
Is it because we're cursing?
No, we're not even cursing that much. I didn't even say the F word one time yet. Fuck.
I was gonna say, well, fuck.
So disrespectful.
What do you think's going on?
I don't know. She forgot probably that I was on the show.
It's
okay.
Sweet of her to care.
It happens.
I'm just making sure we're live and she's not like, hey, you're not on.
Yeah, make sure we are live. 'Cause
We
if
are.
we're not live, I'll be real mad at you.
We're
I'm not
we're
gonna yell
live.
at you.
We're
I
live.
won't
We're
yell at
live.
you.
Cody Boudreaux's in the chat.
But I don't know. For me. That's kind of how I see NFL quarterbacks, the backup quarterback situation. I don't know. I hope that Russell comes to Saints. I really do. I think he'd be great. He'd be the big fake energy guy. That's fine. Just
Bro, that's
Go
shit.
Hawks.
What are you talking about? That's as genuine as it gets. What do you?
yeah, my
Have you had people like that? Obviously, name no names, but people that are like, "What are you like today of all days? Like, we gotta go deal with Russell, who's gonna like we're lost 4 in a row."
You know
and
we
Russell's
call.
in there like, "Hey,
You know we call
on
those
me
guys?
on 3, go Hawks."
I just can't wait to
yeah.
hear Go Saints or
But
whoever
my
else is
thing.
next.
Who dat?
Who
That's
dat?
right. But here's my thing. I've had guys that we call these chameleons, right? Like the guys that like
Try to fit in any.
no matter what situation they are, right? Like you go and hang out with like the cool kids and you start talking different. You hang out with like the dorks or the nerds and you start talking different. You're like, what?
Who are
Like,
you?
that's not who you are. Like, why are you acting like you know what you're like the cool lingo and then you turn around and you talk like you're a mathematician. Like, what do you? Now, I want to go different examples, but I'm not going to.
I mean, you could just be a versatile person. I consider myself a pretty versatile
personality
person.
match a good bit.
No.
I don't personality match. I'm just versatile.
Personality matching.
Yeah.
There's a difference between personality matching and completely changing who you are.
Right.
Like, what's your interest and what you're like. There's a way to relate to people.
So what are you trying to say here?
That I think he's a chameleon.
He's a liar.
I think he's a chameleon.
He's a liar. He's a cheater.
Wait, so if he
Son
comes
of a
down,
bitch is a winner.
so if he comes down here, do you think he becomes like a Drew Brees type character, or do you think he becomes?
He's definitely a Drew Brees
do you
character.
think he's a who dat I love gumbo type character?
Isn't that
Drew
Drew
Brees.
Brees?
Both. I think he's
Drew
both.
Brees. He's gonna go Drew Brees type character, and he's gonna be in the middle of the city. He's gonna go do his things, but he's also going to. You may see him hanging out with like Kamara and like being like on courtside shit, and you're like, well, you're acting like Drew, and then now you're acting like you look like cool as shit, like you're hip like Kamara, but you're like being dorky and sending like pictures of your food that you're cooking on the weekends.
Yeah.
He's definitely
You know what
gonna
I
be
mean?
at the zoo.
Like, right? Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong. Do you think I'm right or I'm wrong?
You're gonna be at the zoo.
I'm
That's
right.
it.
I'm right. I'm right. I'm right. I'm right.
Like, I wonder if that'd be a nice bet for if he changes his little stamp line from go if he came down here, would it be Go Saints or would it be who dat?
It'd be who dat. I think it'd be who dat.
Russell has changed his look a million times.
You never know though, because he might hit
He
the
went
Go
from, like-
Saints and just start spelling it.
He went from like that weird.
G-A-U-X?
He went from like that weird looking smart
see,
kid.
You're saying that because you know that I'm right.
I'm just saying he
You say that because
you never
you know.
You just never know.
You know that I'm right. You know that that's how he would be.
You
But
never know. man.
talent-wise, he's good. I think he's good.
Oh, he's great.
I think he'd be.
It's
I think
just-
he'd be a great addition to
He's just too
our
corny for
team,
me.
to the Saints.
He
But
is very corny. But I don't know, man. There's been some
it's
really good
painfully-
quarterbacks that are.
Yeah, I mean, I could care less about
that
the
fit that mold.
personality, right? But it's just like he just tries too hard.
He's a good guy, man.
He's a good guy.
He's a good guy.
Great
deep
guy.
down, he is a good guy.
Yeah, he's
but it
a
doesn't
good guy.
mean he's not a chameleon.
He's a good guy.
He's not a bad person.
The chameleon. Huh?
The chameleon.
Huh?
That's what I'm calling. I'm calling. That's his nickname, the chameleon.
He doesn't have.
She's cool.
Yeah,
She's
I mean,
real cool.
She's nice.
But he can't
She's cooler
be.
than him.
sex addict, contagious sex.
This man can't be rocking cornrows.
He can.
I mean, the
did
only
it.
reason
He
he is because of her. Like
He did
honestly,
it. He rocked the cornrows.
he has to
She
match.
actually did it for him.
He has to match Future's.
But
energy.
I went a completely different direction how I wanted to intro the show. I wanted to talk
We
baseball.
need to talk LSU baseball.
I know, and I am getting into it right now. Into LSU baseball right now. Right? 4-game sweep this weekend.
Boys.
That's a big weekend. You got to play who's on your schedule, like Jay Mitch said. You are who your schedule is, right? Like you are as good as your schedule. So we go and play Louisiana Tech. People had up in arms on how bad we played. Yeah, we played terrible. There's no way around it.
He's still going.
Now you're distracting me with all.
I'm just saying the juxtaposition between the two. That's chameleon.
That's cool. That's
that
cool
right
little
there.
swag
Hey.
right there. See, I would have probably threw some J's
Russ
on
is
or
the
like
jack
some
of all
tennis
trades. And
Yeah, he's the
master of
chameleon.
none.
Chameleon, see, that's a great nickname. Thank you.
shoes. Stop it.
But everybody's up in arms on the Louisiana Tech game. They're on the road, 36-degree weather. They're playing on turf, which, first of all, if you never played on turf, it's a lot harder to play on turf than it is to play on grass.
Fuck turf.
It's not even that
in
it's
baseball.
harder. You just it's a completely different game.
Completely different.
It's a completely
the
different
ball's faster.
The ball's way faster.
And it was raining, so it makes it even faster.
Yeah.
You have to just. If you go look at these guys sliding, they slide halfway down the baseline, or they're gonna slide past the bag, or roll their ankle on the bag. So it's just a different. The way baseball is played on turf is different, right? Especially when the mound's turf, everything's turf. It sucks. There needs to be dirt on the field somewhere.
But
right?
I'll just put it like this. I'll say this, and I'm not giving them an excuse, bro. At the end of the day, like you got to do it, right?
No,
like
I'm all on the excuse train.
No, I'm just saying, like, you're in the game, like,
Lloyd's about
I'm
making
just
these
saying, like, you're
excuses.
in the game, whatever it is, what it is. But you go there the day before, you get a good practice in, and, you know, that's cool. But then you show up at game time, and it's cold, and it's rainy, and it's wet, and you're on that turf. That's a completely different condition than what you practice, and that what you're used to doing every day.
and they couldn't.
And then you get 5 errors, so I'm not, you know, it is what it is.
Probably should have been 7, probably.
Right. Yeah.
But they didn't take infield before the game. It was raining, so like they
Oh no.
they didn't have the ability
That's
to
what I'm saying, yeah.
to
So
like,
even what they
feel
practiced on the
hops.
day before was
Right.
a little bit different.
Right. And so look, I get it. You never want to see. You're really color
I got you. Well, there's 2 different cameras.
Okay.
I got you.
No, it looks good.
Yeah.
Looks good. You did a great job. Did a great job.
$20.
But it's you never want to see that, right? You never want to have a game. You want everything to be perfect. Well, it was the 4th game of the season. Not everything's gonna be perfect. So then, what I wanted to see this weekend was, all right, like, are we gonna come out this weekend and play like crap and play lazy and play? Because they didn't play lazy, but are we gonna let that roll over to the weekend? Because they played Wednesday night, played bad, got home Wednesday at 2:30 in the morning, which is technically Thursday morning. Guys had to wake up, go to the field. They had some workouts and classes and stuff they had. Then they had to go to...
We didn't have class Thursday. I'll tell you that. Okay,
no class. Well, they still had to get to the field and go to practice. Like, they had to do stuff. They had responsibilities. They had to go workouts. They had practice that afternoon. Then you had a weekend series with a 4-game weekend, right? So, like, that's an easy... Against teams
Against 2 different teams and against teams that aren't as good as you.
I look at it like this. You went on the road for what is realistically a tough test. Yeah. People don't want to admit that because we're not used to saying, hey, the in-state school.
But it is.
We're not used to playing a ranked in-state school in the middle of the week. Right. Like a highly ranked in-state school in the middle of the week. So you went on the road for what was a tough test, and you had to come back home for a tough weekend because, like you said, we're not used to playing 4 games here on the weekend. You're used to playing 3. Come back home for a 4-game weekend and what you should handle, right? Realistically. Well, you did that. You failed the weekend. You failed the midweek test, which was a tough test.
Right.
And you came home and took care of business. Yeah.
That's what you're supposed to do.
You put yourself where you're supposed to be, right?
That's what good teams do, right? So you come out there and then you go out and you say Friday, and this is what really made me excited. You go out and you say Friday night, we're gonna play Towson. I know Towson talent-wise isn't as good as LSU. You're supposed to beat them. You're supposed to at home beat this team on Friday night. But you wanted to see how they responded. You put your Friday night guy out there, Blake Money does exactly what he did last weekend. Dominate the game, get you to the 7th inning on a 4-game weekend, which is enormous, right? I know Jay Johnson comes out and has talked about how people were worried about their pitching staff, but he said the strength of their staff is how deep their bullpen is and how deep their arms are, right? Well, on a 4-game weekend, hopefully you didn't have to get to the deep, but maybe you'd have to get that deep into the rotation or that deep into your bullpen because you're playing 4 games in 3 days. People
don't realize, but say as you go through a season, it's the same way in pro ball.
No doubt.
When you're going through a season, we're not talking about like in the postseason. When you're going through a season, from series to series, the quicker you can get in the bullpens, the tougher you put the other team in
100%.
From series to series, because everyone wants to not be able to throw everyone early in the game because they don't have to throw it later in the week. If you bang a team's bullpen up beginning of the week, it sets them back for another week and a half or so.
If you get the first game of the series, if you get into their bullpen and make them throw their big dogs in the first game, even if you lose that first game, that's a win. Right. Because now you have game 2, game 3, game 4, especially in a 4-game series. Those next 3 games, like these guys are going to be dragging ass. Their arms are going to be hanging. They weren't expecting to pitch that game or that many innings that early on. And that's a huge thing, right? So the fact that Blake Money comes out on Friday and throws 7 innings. Bangs, right?
And leaves you out on top too. That's even bigger.
Right.
That's what excites me.
You don't have stressful innings that are getting eaten up by your bullpen, right? Like, because now you can throw guys that maybe aren't your closer, or maybe aren't gonna. They can go and they can behave a little bit more relaxed, and they can go out there.
You can give a guy a chance to make a name for himself. Yeah, you give a guy a chance to prove himself.
Right. So now the guy that you had to throw on the 4th day after you're depleted, you flip that, and now you throw that guy on the first day because you don't need to throw your big guys. So now that guy gets some work in on a Friday night game, and then you move on. You go, okay, those guys are out. Now we have our big dogs still at the back end of the bullpen that haven't thrown yet. And it was a huge thing for me to see Blake Money. Obviously, the most predictable thing ever happened when Dylan Cruz hit a homer. I mean, that was his birthday on Friday. Like, duh. He was going to hit the home run. Like, we called it. You said he was going to hit 2.
Bombs.
I thought
he almost had to.
I thought he was going to hit 2. He hit the first at bat.
Yes. Dude, I saw the tweet, and I was like, oh, God, it's set up perfectly. And I'm
like, well, this is it. This is it. And then he almost hit for the cycle. He only needed a single, right?
Yeah, he had the triple. I thought it was going to be inside the park, so I was like, put that in the bank. It's going to count as 2 bombs. He could have gone.
That's some wishful thinking right there.
They were playing do-to-do with the ball in the outfield.
And inside the park homer at Alex Box Stadium is tough unless you hit the ball to center field and
Got to
hits
be
the
in
wall.
center.
Yeah,
Center,
you gotta run into the wall.
little
Leon
funny
Landry
stuff.
ain't walking through that door.
It's got to be in center. A little funny business happen. That's about the only way. you get it.
Yeah, like little pick the ball up, drop it. But then apparently they call that errors. Now,
Ball hit the wall. You
Gavin
hit the
Dugas.
wall. Ball go far. You know I go far
Hands
now.
up, hands up, hands up.
Right, exactly.
Something like that got to go.
Exactly. The best is when they don't. There's no throw. It's at the Parker, and there's like, hey, just you're standing up. Like, damn, no throw.
Damn,
That's
they didn't throw it.
either. Actually, not either. They really fucked that deal up. If there's no throw on inside the Parker.
Or it's like if you hit the ball over the fence somehow, if you're in the outfield.
Oh, like
Oh,
the
like
ball,
if you push it over the fence and you try to keep it in, like you try to. Yeah, I don't know who would do that. That's a
tough.
stupid play right there.
Whoever does that though might find themselves on ESPN either that night or like the next Friday. Not in the good section.
not
I've
top
been
10.
there.
We know a guy.
Oh, you have done it! Oh, I forgot about that.
We know a guy.
Mikey's been in that section of the
This guy
show.
did it.
Big
And then the
segment
next day-
guy.
and the next day, the same place I knocked a home run over the fence in Major League Baseball. Alex Gordon robbed a homer, and so then I had the side by side of my faces looking dejected on ESPN and not top 10 at number 1. I'm like,
I've
I'm in a
made
good
it.
spot. I'm in a good place.
I made it.
Big number
league
one
moment.
guy.
Then they have me explaining to our outfield coach what happened. And because I'm not animated at all. And I'm trying to tell him what happened. And he's looking at me like this, and then they're just making fun of me about how he explained to me what happened. I'm like, well,
Big Mikey
See what
Mahtook.
happened?
We won't pull that up out of the archives. We're not doing
I
that.
think we
We're
get in
not-
trouble for that.
We're not doing that.
Is it an
Yeah, you're
ESPN
lucky.
video? So lucky.
Can we get in trouble for
See,
that?
there's
Can't
a
do
still
it.
shot.
Can't do it. We can't do it. Oh, I'm sure there's a still shot. But okay, back to baseball. Back to LSU baseball. The lineup looked great.
Yeah.
Obviously, we talked about how good the lineup is and how deep they are. Brayden Jobert's a baller, dude.
Wow.
Yeah.
A player.
That guy's got a swing.
Wait,
I love his swing.
Did you
Another
see the
homer.
tweet for their whole apartment, like their room, like all of them?
Told y'all, didn't I not say that room, whatever my room was at WCA was a big room?
4,500, I think it
Theirs
was
is
theirs.
4,500 and whatever. Which, it's a bold move by LSU baseball to put out their room number.
Absolutely.
Exactly,
Or-
but they don't know
Dude,
what you don't know
where.
where. Like I'm pretty sure it's Nicholson.
Yeah.
because I've heard some stories that the baseball players get down in Nicholson, but
Am I lame if I want to go hang out with the baseball players?
no.
Am I too old?
A little bit. Yeah, you're too old.
Am I too old? I'm still in college. Can I hang out
you're-
with
you're
baseball?
not too
Good.
I mean,
Damn it.
technically, so am I, but I'm too old. I can't do that.
You can't be doing that.
No, you gotta
can't do
walk
that.
on campus if you're gonna
can't
do
do
that.
that.
Can't be
No,
doing
I
that.
can't do
Unless we're hosting some big ass party that is more than just college baseball. Like, hey, bro, this is a party. Like everybody's invited. Then you can. But if it can't be showing up to college apartments and say, hey, bro, I'm here to party. Hey, I got the beer. Who wants to hang out?
Who wants to hang out?
Wife's out of town.
You're like passive Van Wilder stage at that point. You know what I mean? Like you're not. You can't
I
be.
look young.
Can't be doing that. But
Lloyd, you could
I hope to stay young, looking young the rest of your life, but that don't mean you can go into
don't mean you are young. Don't mean you are. You could look it, you could feel it, but you ain't young. Trust me. If that was the case, I'd be 25 years old in baseball right now. I'm not. That's not the case. But back to LSU baseball. So Cruz hit the first homer. Sometimes the hardest one to hit in the season is the first one. Goes first one, then goes Yimmy Yak Oppo Taco.
That's what you call it too.
Oppo Taco.
Apple Taco.
Apple Taco.
I mean,
I
first
love
one's the
apple
hardest.
tacos.
Jason Bay in the home run derby couldn't get one out at PNC Park as a
Jason
Pittsburgh
Bay.
Pirate.
What a name. What a reference there.
Jason Bay.
Yeah.
Jason
what a name
Bay.
there.
Wow.
But so he's the first poolside. Then he goes Oppo way back. Like, no doubter Oppo. It's his second homer. But then you got Jobert has 4. You had another Barry bomb on the weekend. He had 3. Or he has 3 for the year. Doty's got a couple. Like, we've got some boys
I feel
swinging
like
it.
I feel like watching Barry swing, like he's just gonna end up at the end of the year like with just sneaky, really good numbers. Like he just doesn't scare me in the box.
You look at Dylan Cruz in the box, you're like, damn, every time he sits in the box, you're like, this guy.
You look at Joe Bear. Joe Bear's got like a huge swing. Like
Yeah,
the back
it
swing's
looks good,
big.
like
It looks
hitter-ish.
good. And Barry's just like the Lance Berkman, just
Smooth,
lay the bat
smooth.
down, like just
Yeah,
quiet. Like
like that
the
home
guy,
run?
the guy throws him a breaking ball in the
That home run,
He
that
swings
shit
and
was-
misses at it.
yeah.
Right? Bad swing. The guy doubles up, he hits it out.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, well, that's what he does. He
That swing was
makes
smooth, too.
in at bat adjustments. He's got a good swing. It just doesn't look as cool or smooth.
I wouldn't even
as the
say
other
cool.
ones.
It's literally, it just doesn't. I don't know, man. It just doesn't strike fear, but the guy's good.
Yeah, no doubt.
And I think he's going to end up having like a very good season, and you can be like, wait, he did all this?
He seems so calm playing baseball. Like he seems so calm in the box. He's just like,
simple
all right,
Jack.
I know I can hit.
But that's if you talk to anybody around him, and you talk to people that know him at all, he's just a very quiet guy.
He's a quiet dude.
I see him in the cage. Like I'll talk to him. He just
the quiet dude
goes in, does his business, and leaves. You know what I mean? Like he's not. It's just kind of how he is, which is okay. There's a lot of quiet guys like that in baseball that are really good. They just don't want to be in the limelight, right?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, from the clouds, Thomas Lamont. I remember Jared Mitchell hitting an inside the Parker against Stetson at the old box.
Who was pitching?
Stetson.
No, against Stetson. It was someone in the chat.
Did you do that?
I don't know. I don't remember that. Maybe though.
Maybe it was Leon.
Calling Thomas Lamont.
Leon had 2 inside the Parkers at LSU. Don't look at me like that.
I don't remember that.
Acting like I'm racist or something.
Maybe it was Leon.
Elephant just entered.
Leon had 2.
I thought that door was closed.
Back it out. Back it out. Back it out.
Oh god, no, I really don't remember that. But maybe I remember playing Stetson, but I don't remember that.
Do you remember playing Stetson?
Yeah.
That feels like
but I thought we went there.
It's a funny story. Who was on the team in Stetson y'all played that year? Was he there?
He was. I don't know if he was there.
No, it was
I know you're talking about. I don't know if he was there.
DeGrom wasn't there yet?
I don't know. He was a shortstop.
He was a shortstop.
I don't remember.
DeGrom
was a shortstop at Stetson.
Yeah, he played.
Never
He
pitched.
didn't pitch.
He was a. Why do you think he can hit so good?
Yeah, why do you think he hits?
He hits. He rakes.
And you had who was the other pitcher that was there?
They had someone else.
All-star.
Are y'all talking about the Mets
When we
pitcher?
when we
shortstop?
yeah, when we went and played Stetson, I'm pretty sure they like played very well against us. But I don't remember. I thought we went there.
Corey
or something.
Kluber, Stetson.
Yeah.
What a team!
Yeah, I don't know if they're on the same.
No, they weren't the same year.
I don't
No,
think
but
they're
I'm
the
saying
same
a
year.
little sneaky
But
spot.
Kluber was there before.
Stetson's got.
I remember playing
Chris
Stetson
Johnson,
in
almost
7.
runner up to. I need to get him on the show. He was my hitting coach for Chris Johnson. Remember he played for the Braves? He was a runner up in the Silver Slugger, and I always make fun. I was like, "Hey, bro, you won the Silver?" Oh, I was like, "No, you came in second."
Who came in first?
Michael Kadire, I think.
Wow, what a name!
But
What a name.
the reason why is because Michael Kadire sat out the last 3.5 weeks of the season on an injury, and CJ played the rest of the year, and so he's butthurt about it. So
Law of averages.
I wear him out, but he went to Stetson too. That was the whole point about. So they have some guys. I mean, Stetson's in Florida, bro. You're in Florida. You're gonna have some guys that come through.
It's definitely a good baseball program.
Yeah, but DeGrom was a shortstop, huh?
2008.
That's
Thomas
what it was.
Lamont is saying. He's sticking to his guns. It was you.
It was me.
Said he was the darker of the two.
Well, there you go. That's a good guess right there. That's a good start. That's definitely a good start.
Just throw it out there like that, then, huh?
That is. They both.
The man may not be wrong.
Oh man. Okay. Well, on the next subject, Jay, you heard it this morning. Jay Johnson came on Jordy's show and talked about how Trey Morgan was the best pure hitter he's ever coached. He's been talking about it since the fall, right? And I think that's something that we've talked about of how good of a hitter Trey Morgan is and how much in control he looks like he has over the plate, right? He has unbelievable hand-eye coordination. He doesn't really chase many balls. He doesn't really have a ton of swing and miss in his swing. And he's a kind of a gap-to-gap line drive type of guy. I think he's got more juice in the tank than he actually shows.
Yeah.
You know, I think that as he grows and as he kind of gets more comfortable as the year goes on and as the course of his career, he's gonna pick and choose times where he lets it eat, right? Like Tony Gwynn didn't hit a ton of homers, but Tony Gwynn probably could hit more homers if he wanted to. You know what I mean? Same with Ichiro. Ichiro could have hit more homers if he wanted to, but he didn't really. He knew his role, right? And that's kind of what Trey has been doing. But Trey looks great at the plate. Oh
boy.
That's good.
Oh boy.
That looks like a cool. That looks like I'm about to make a really cool play.
And look at the bullpen guys. They're like, what is he doing?
What just happened?
What is going on?
You're up there.
Yeah, you're like. I mean, you got over the fence.
Well, the fence isn't that high.
Yeah, but still.
I'm up there. We'll say that.
Yeah.
93 miles an hour.
We'll give you the props.
Yeah, Jose Ramirez.
God did what God did.
First inning.
Hey, let's just say this: God did what he was supposed to do with the 3-1 pitch.
Yeah.
I mean,
You didn't really miss it that much.
2 outs, nobody
I got
else.
screwed on the ball.
swinging.
It should have been a double because it hit the top of the fence twice. That's a double. It bounced up off the fence and bounced again off the fence. After it hits the second time, it should be a double. But it didn't. It's bullshit.
You made it through your challenge flag?
I wish I could. I wish you could have challenged that. But nobody knew till after the game that it should have been a double.
You had to sit and eat that for 9
Bro, I had
innings.
to sit and eat that. I had to eat it.
Sucks for you.
I ate it. And then the next day, I had a 3-run homer that got robbed.
Hey, serious
Ooh.
question. When that happened, I don't want to keep bringing it up, but serious question. When that happened, you come back in the dugout. What was like the first thing you heard? Like, did you get looks from people like in?
Outfield coach Dave Clark, awesome,
Yeah.
awesome. Sitting on the top step like this, just looking at me. What the fuck was that? And that's when I started explaining him to him because he loved it. Because he loved it, right? Like we were boys. He was my boy. And he was like, "What the fuck was that?" And so it was him. So my third base coach was Dave Clark,
Yeah.
who played in the big leagues for a while. He was the outfield coach / third base coach. Our hitting coach was Lloyd McClendon, who was the manager in the big leagues. Now he's the so.
You still got that base, I bet.
Well, Lloyd is awesome. Like Mac was awesome, right? So you had those two guys, which they're boys. They played in the big leagues together on like the Pirates. Like they're boys.
Yeah.
But then we were all boys. So like they would always fuck with me, and I would always fuck with them. And we would call the cages the barbershop because ain't nobody walking into the barbershop and not getting made fun of, right? Like that's just how it was. And so we had the barber.
Very true is how it works.
Right? Like you walk in, the minute you walk in, you're like, everybody's free game. Even them. And so they walked in, and I had just watched Life, the movie Life, the night before for like the millionth time. One of my all-time favorite movies.
Love Life.
I walk
Don't
in.
make me start quoting this thing in
Yeah,
here.
right. Don't make me get on it. That's
I
my
walk
shit.
in, and I hear them, and they always bickered back and forth.
Like Claude and Ray.
Exactly.
Claude and Ray.
And Ray is taller
Part 3
than
of my
Claude.
violent killing spree.
And so
God damn it, my touch them in this Coke bottle.
I'm the Pappy boss.
and so I walk in there and they're complaining.
Right.
And I said, man, you know what? I was like, from here on out, for the rest of the year, I was like, you're Ray and you're Claude. And Ray is Dave and Claude was Mac. And that's how I call him, Ray and Claude, the entire year. And they loved it, right? It was funny. We're going back and forth. Well, so Dave was my guy. And so Dave was like, at the corner step, what the fuck was that? So then I get through the whole explaining to him. And I go walk down because I'm about to hit probably like 4th or 5th and like getting my gloves on. And Lloyd is on the other end of the dugout by the batting, like by the rack, and he hadn't said anything yet. And he's staring at me the whole way. He goes, "What the fuck was that?" Both of them. I get on both ends of the dugout, and I'm like, "Oh, listen,
he was can't get right.
This is what happened.
He was can't get right.
Can't get right. I thought I'd never see the day.
But that's
Oh my god.
Why you got to say nasty shit, Ray?
Which one, the Yankees?
what a great movie that is. So funny.
You never
Ray's
seen that
Boom Boom
movie.
Room,
Shame
baby.
on you if you never seen
Ray's
it.
Boom Boom Room. That's what I called them, and that's kind of why that was the atmosphere that we built, which was awesome,
That's
right?
great.
Like it was fun.
yeah.
But that's when I walked in the dugout, that's who I had to answer to. I had to answer Ray and Claude. It was not fun. They made fun of my ass the entire. It was.
That's awesome.
Yep. That was it.
Did you? Oh god! I mean,
That was it.
the funniest thing about it is I didn't realize it was in the first inning.
Oh, first inning. I had to go the rest of the game.
It's actually probably better that it was in the first inning and not like a
nobody
crucial
was
point
on
in the game.
base.
Right.
Oh, none of that. Like,
Then the next at bat. So that was Jose Ramirez first at bat, poolside off the whatever homer. Next
double.
at bat, I think we're probably getting beat by a lot. New pitcher, so he's hitting lefty, right? Because he's a switch hitter. He goes poolside homer over the thing. The right fielder tries to rob it, tips off his glove. That doesn't knock it over, but like it was
tipped off.
So he hit 2 home runs by
Inches.
inches, with 2 homers.
But he was 2 for 2 with 2 homers. Wow.
Yeah.
And one was off Mikey.
What do you think his story's like whenever he tells this?
I don't know, but he must have been living right at that time.
Birthday. Might have been his birthday.
Yeah. He can hit, man.
Yeah,
he used to
can
not be
hit.
able to hit, but he can hit.
No, he was always hit. He just never used to do that.
Yeah, he used to not be able to hit the ball to the fence. He could hit.
He used to
could
never
the ball,
hit
get
it
the
anywhere
barrel
near
back.
the fence.
Anywhere near the fence.
But he was on the barrel all day, and
Now
he
he's
swore.
hitting 40.
Yeah, now he's hitting 40.
A lot of allegations, it feels like.
No,
Allegedly.
I'm just saying.
Yeah,
I'm just
I'm just
saying.
saying what used to be. He grew into it. I don't know. I'm just saying.
Great Sizemore.
He got him a little stomach to him.
Great
Got a
Sizemore
little
was great. He
power.
just got
Yeah, he
hurt.
does have a little gut.
Yeah, he used to be like a little skinny dude. Got him a little stomach to him. Got a little.
Yeah, he's got a little juice. He got
Once
no
you-
juice.
yeah,
He got
once you
a
get
little-
that gut, it's a
got
little-
Big nipples.
I don't know.
I don't know. I've never played with
the guy's
him.
nipples. Jesus.
Jesus, Lord.
Hey, let me see your nipples. You have big
Well, I
nipples?
just thought that
Such a mohawk question.
You got puffy nipples.
I thought it was just a gyno said so.
I only seen him in the uni. I don't really know. But
You don't look at each other's nipples.
Let's see. But
No.
I mean, we got derailed again. This is what happens.
What were we talking about before the homer?
Baseball. We're talking about Trey Morgan being a really good hitter.
Being a hitter, being a guy.
But then I don't know how he got to made fun of
Well,
me.
you said he could hit bombs over the fence, and then I thought, the picture
Oh,
of him
yeah,
hitting bombs
right.
over the fence. Do you think do you think that he is, we talk 2 million talk about being able to kind of blend into whatever scenario you're in. Do you think that's where Trey Morgan is in the lineup? Like, if you need him to hit bombs,
No.
he's able to.
Not yet.
Not yet. I think is who he is right now, and I think that power is going to develop later.
Yeah.
Which is fine. I think he's gonna realize that, some of the.
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead, no, finish.
I was going to say, last year he started turning into a guy that started turning over on balls. Like, oh shit!
No,
is this what
he
Trey
has it
Morgan
in there.
is?
It's about doing it consistently and not losing what makes you such a good hitter, right? Which is
a little Rizzo in him.
Yeah, Rizzo got a lot more juice though.
I know, but he's a very good 2-strike hitter. Like he'll choke
Yeah,
up and be able to approach
yeah.
the plate differently.
I think Rizzo's a hard comparison because Rizzo is middle of the bat. Like, I'm gonna put my dick on the dish, and you're not gonna be able to get inside of me. I'm gonna hit homers everywhere. That's how he is, right?
Dick on the dish.
You heard Trey when he was in here tell you that like striking out is a terrible feeling for him. So
Right.
in his mind, he's a very, very, very contact oriented hitter.
Right.
He's going to learn down the line, just depending on where he's
When
playing, what's going on. Yeah, it's picking his spots.
He's never gonna be a high strikeout guy.
He's gonna pick
Ever.
his spot. He's gonna pick his spots a little more. He's gonna learn how to do that.
Right,
as,
and which
as he
is
grows.
good. That's development. You don't need him to do that right now. Like that's how you see guys like Trey Morgan get drafted like in the 4th round because he's a good hitter.
Yeah.
And then 3 years later, you're like, damn, this guy's hitting 25, 30 homers. How is he not a first rounder? Well, hey, he was a good hitter. He was a really good first baseman, but he didn't show the power tool yet.
Like I'll just say it like
tool.
this, and this is a big if too. I'm just saying, like, don't be surprised if you see Trey turn into Brandon Belt in the big leagues.
Yeah, where Brandon Bell did hit a ton of homers in Texas.
But he was a really good hitter.
But he could hit, and he hit for
He's
average.
a really good hitter. He hit for
majors,
average.
too.
He could hit, and all of a sudden there was one minor league season in Double-A where the guy was unstoppable, and he's been that since.
Yeah.
Do you think not Brendan Belt, which I saw? Do you remember the show on Showtime where they did? I think it was called The Show, where they followed around the Giants, and like that was when Brendan Belt got the call up. They used to do a bunch of cool stuff on Showtime where they would like it was like Hard Knocks for
There's
baseball.
there's so much they could do with baseball.
There's.
It was so cool, and that's the only reason I know Brandon Belt. He might be the dumbest person to ever
People-
put a
see,
microphone
like-
in his face, but he is yes.
He's got
Do
one
that
of those.
again?
He's got one. I'm not doing it.
Yeah, he's a microphone guy. Huh?
Cocaine guy.
Radio.
What do you mean he's a cocaine guy? He's a cocaine guy. He likes cokes.
Oh god.
Him and Juan Uribe, same locker room. Whoa, that's the same locker room at one point. Him and Juan Uribe.
Both hammers.
That's a
Not good curveballs.
That's a bad.
Clean the
confidence.
carpet.
That's you don't get much confidence from that.
Not showering today.
Can't go in the shower today, boys.
Hey, Juan and Brandon out. Yeah, okay.
All right, let me
I
chill.
wish. Yeah.
So the guy
They're
is
out.
Why
Okay,
do
That
you-
thing got an elbow.
What is that? What do you mean what it is?
Put a baby shoe on that thing.
What is your
Shin
knee
guard on
have
that thing.
bruises?
Oh
You
god.
wear shin guards at home.
Oh shit. Anyways,
You know.
I
Back
can
to
see-
baseball.
Is your mom calling?
I can see Trey turning into that, like coming out of nowhere and hitting
he's got a
homers.
hammer.
Not that part, the other part, hitting homers. But to me, till right now, to me, I think that the best hitter, obviously, I think the best hitter I've seen, I don't want to say freshman, but is Dylan Cruz. I mean, Dylan Cruz, what he does and how he approaches hitting. I mean, he's got the whole right side of the field taken care of. And that's the hardest part to develop.
I don't want to say this, but I'm going to start a comparison out.
You do want to say it. Say it.
Mike Trout.
No.
Cruz.
The
For
way
Cruz?
he approaches the plate and can hit it to off field is unbelievable.
Yeah, I mean, different. But Mike Trout's, more of an elite defender.
Yeah.
I don't think Dylan Cruz.
I don't think you see, here's the difference too, which is crazy to say this because Cruz is put together well. I don't think people understand how big Mike Trout is.
Yeah, he is huge.
I don't think you understand how
I'll tell you
big
this.
that human is.
I'll tell you this. I'll tell you when I realized how big he was. So Mike Trout's my height, 6'1", maybe a little bit taller than me. He's about 240.
Whoa.
I'm gonna tell you this. I've heard stories from catcher. Who's the catcher that went to UL?
Lucroy.
Lucroy. When Lucroy was in spring training with them one year, I heard stories from someone close to him that said Lucroy was behind him getting weighed in one day. Mike Trout stood on the thing and he was 243.
Yep. Stealing 30 bags.
You can go check when Lucroy played. You can go check when Lucroy played with him. There was at least 3, maybe 4 years ago.
Yeah.
243 weighing in spring training.
So
now this is the guy too that at one point in his career was like 198 before he made it to the
Hold up, look,
leagues.
this is
So that's how big he is.
He did have a
picture of
thyroid
him
issue.
and JJ Watt. Look at this.
That's how large he is. So I'm just like
He did
people
have a
don't
thyroid
understand
issue.
how big
That's
he
why he
is.
lost a bunch of weight before. It was hard for him to hold.
No,
the
I'm just
weight.
saying. Like I'm
Right.
just saying. Like people, if we're sitting here talking about the comparison of, I'm just saying what he does on the field. You don't understand. It's a lot of it is because he is a absolute unit of a human.
Look at this
Yeah,
picture of
and he
him and
flies.
JJ
he
Watt.
flies.
He's one of the fastest home to first times.
Thick.
Yeah, he's thick.
He's thick. Like
He's one of the
he
fastest.
looks like a
He's
fullback.
he's an NFL linebacker.
Yeah, a linebacker. Yeah, like a
But he has one of the
fullback.
fastest.
One fullback,
He has one of the.
but
God, that makes me miss baseball so much.
Y'all are never gonna play it again. The baseball's dead.
No, we are. No,
Baseball's dead. I'm joking, bro.
but he has one of the fastest home to first times in all of baseball, especially from the right side, which is unheard of. Usually lefties have, and they do. Lefties are faster because they're quick. They're closer to first. He is one of the fastest. This is when I realized how big he was. 2017, we're playing in LA, against the Angels. I'm playing in Detroit. This was Mother's Day, right? So it was Mother's Day weekend. Pink bats, but here's the deal. So Mike Trout usually wears his pants down, kind of a little bit baggier, whatever. Well, Mother's Day, you get all the socks. You get the special socks that are designed from Stance, and everybody wants to wear their pants up because they want to show their socks. So it's a day game, and I'm not playing. So I'm sitting there, and like we're on the first base side. Miguel Cabrera is a big human being. Wouldn't y'all agree in here? Miguel Cabrera is a big dude.
He's very
Miguel
large.
Cabrera is at first base. He's the first baseman. Mike Trout walks. Mike Trout's wearing his pants up, socks. I'm like, damn, this dude looks bigger than normal today. You know, like this guy, huge. Like his pants are a little tighter, his socks are showing. He gets to first base, and he is just as wide and just as big as Miguel Cabrera. And I'm like, holy shit. Like, he is, boom. He is
Monday.
that big. He is so big that it doesn't look like Miguel Cabrera is bigger than him. The next pitch, he's still second. The next pitch, he's still third. I'm like, okay, this guy is a freak show. He's 235 pounds, the same size as Miguel Cabrera, and he just stole second and third, and it wasn't even close. Yeah. So that's kind of how you see how big he is and how kind of a freak he is. Now, I'm not saying Dylan Cruz won't turn into that. I think Dylan Cruz is. But you're saying Dylan Cruz is you're comparing him to the number one player maybe in the history of MLB baseball. You know what I mean? Like, that's a tough comparison.
My comparison was his ability at the plate to hit it to all directions.
I agree with that. I agree with that. Their swings are a little different, but yes, his swing is so compact and his direction is so good.
He shouldn't be in college baseball.
No, he shouldn't. I mean, he was a high school guy, but he's gonna make more money now than he came to LSU, and I'm sure he's having a lot more fun than he would playing in minor league baseball, especially after these last 3 years. Get the fuck out of here with that. Yeah. I don't want to go play during COVID. I don't want to play the next year after COVID. I don't even want to play right now during the lockout. Let me go play baseball for 3 years. College baseball for 3 years, have fun. Don't have to worry about all this BS. Y'all figure out this CBA. I'll get drafted in the top 5 picks after my junior year, and I'll make it to the big leagues in 2 years.
3 years at LSU.
Yeah. So I'll be
6 years in the minors.
Image and likeness.
I'll be in the big leagues. I'll be in the big leagues at 23. Okay, I'll deal with that.
But doesn't he not even do NIL? Like, isn't he not even big on NIL things? So
I'm sure. I think from what I've heard, he's turned down a lot of NIL deals because he just wants to play.
Yeah,
you know, he's got the resources from back home that he doesn't need it. But fuck it, I'm playing. I just want to play baseball. I'm gonna make my money in the back end. That's what he wants, which I respect. I do respect that.
He's probably getting a little
all right, we're gonna take a little bit.
That's what I'm saying. He's not paying for drinks at the bar.
Yeah, but that's different. That's
I think that's different.
We talking bill money and having a little spending money.
I'm not saying anything. I don't get in trouble. I mean, I don't think many athletes pay for drinks at the bar.
I think that part of NIL has been
just beginning of time right there, right? Like they're not worried about that.
Lloyd with the freight credit card.
Yeah.
No, what?
Speaking of, actually, before we go, speaking of That was actually that's a wild. I can't believe that you got away with that.
Fake credit card? What?
But
What?
fake
probably hooked
credit
you up,
card,
dude.
dude.
What?
You and people
Speaking
from
of swing,
Alexandria.
have y'all seen this guy from NC State?
Oh boy,
Tommy
he
Tank.
is
Tommy
going.
Tanks, bro.
off.
9 homers in 8
Hey,
games.
I'm gonna tell you this too. I wanted to say it was like bullshit. I'm watching this man
His
hit.
swings are great.
No. Every single one of them's to
Center field.
center field and the other way. I'm like, wait, time out now.
He ain't just saying balls.
He ain't pulling them down the line and
No.
running in. No,
Hey,
he's hammering
ain't
balls.
running.
8
into
games,
shit.
8 games into the season, he had 9 homers and 29 RBIs. I don't know if maybe he hit one yesterday. I don't know.
Yeah, I think he did hit one yesterday.
No way.
There's like
What's
a
his
2
backstory?
minute. There's a 2
So
minute
what's the
video.
backstory on him? Like
I
what?
was told this guy was like a pretty hot. It should have been a pretty big.
I was about to say, if the bat's that good, what's the story?
Should have been a draft guy. I think something happened within the draft where he didn't get something.
Look at him.
I don't know. And then he went to
Yeah.
college, and now he's fucking.
He looks 37 with 7
Taters.
He
kids.
really does.
I mean, he's a freshman. He's a freshman.
The guy's got 2
Hey
boats.
kids, get in the car now.
This guy,
Gotta go.
this guy's hitting homers to center field, right center field, and deep left center. Like he's hitting everything. His
It's
cone
the
is
middle
this
of the
way.
ball,
His
yeah.
cone is this way.
I don't know if he's pulled the ball yet.
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
Show this.
He looks.
He's got 9 homers. Think about this. He's got 9 homers. He's played 9 games. Let's say he's averaging 3 at bats a game.
He was at 5 in game 3.
Right.
I'm watching
Well,
a
that's
video.
the
of
weekend.
him.
That was the weekend.
There's like a 2 minute video
Yeah.
of just him hitting home runs.
Yeah.
But let's just say you're averaging 3 at bats a game and for 9 games. That's
Oh, I
27
know.
at bats
I've
for the
seen
year.
him. I'm just like,
Just with just your homers, not even counting your other hits. You're hitting 333 with just home runs. 9 homers. He's had a hit every game. 9 home runs would be a hit every game.
He looks
So
like
far.
Just
you're
banging the ball.
He
Say it
looks
again.
like beer league softball's worst nightmare.
I'll say it. No, he doesn't. I'll say it again. When it's literally the middle of the
Yeah.
field and the other way all day,
When you're
I'm
looking
a,
at
I'm
his
a real
swings-
believer in you.
And he's hitting balls at top of the zone, bottom of the zone, in, out. Everything's going to the center. That means his.
Oh no, I'm not doubting his ability. I'm talking about aesthetically.
Oh,
He
yeah,
looks
yeah,
like
yeah.
a beer league softball's
Big
worst
chain
nightmare.
guy too.
Basketballs.
Big chain guy.
He looks like a baseball player. Like, he looks like,
Yeah.
damn, this guy's been playing baseball his whole life. Like,
Wearing
that's what he wants.
47. Like
40, yeah. Don't give
He
me.
look.
I don't
He
care.
looks like he woke up 30 minutes before that picture. just
Exactly.
right.
And,
No
then
doubt.
And somehow got the uniform on and everything.
bro,
with
I've been
this
drinking
no
all
doubt.
night. I've been drinking all night. All right.
He likes beer.
sweating
He woke
whiskey.
up with like 4 girls.
Let
in
me
his
stop.
room.
I'm not talking about that man like that. I don't know his life
This
like
guy
that.
likes beer. He likes
I
some
don't know
beer.
his life
He likes
like
some-
that.
Yeah, we
bro,
know.
you can make some assumptions on this.
Oh yeah.
I won't do that.
This guy
47
parties.
is a tell. Don't care about
47
his
is the
number.
tell.
Little gold chain that's fake, no doubt. And he's just.
Hey, he might have
and he knows
a,
where the camera
he
is.
might have the NIL,
Nah,
the
yeah,
NIL
maybe.
chain deal.
Maybe Joe
Hey,
sent it
but
to him.
What he's doing is stupid. Now, Leon had a stretch in 2009.
He was at like 9 in like 2 weeks. Yeah.
So he had 9 like the first 2 weeks of the season, and then he went ice cold, and then he got benched and didn't play. And then coach played him against Mississippi State the last series of the year. Started him, hit 3 home runs in one game, hit 12 for the year, and like was on the bench.
Y'all were stacked.
Yeah.
On the bench.
No, just in case you need him. And Chad Jones can throw, by the way. He can
Yeah,
pitch
he
I don't
can
like to
throw
be that guy.
mid-90s.
I would say it one time, and I'm not speaking anymore on it.
all day.
This is a very good team.
Very good team.
That's all I'm saying. I'm not
Hey,
gonna.
listen, look. And I know I've had some friends that played on 2013 team when they had single digit losses before they went to Omaha, and they didn't win.
2 and Q.
2 in barbecue,
Yep.
baby. 2 in
But
barbecue.
I'm not gonna say one, like you have to win it obviously to be considered one of the best. But the guys we had on that team, especially offensively, now they were probably deeper on the mound than we were.
Yeah.
But offensively,
Banging.
there's nobody that can compare that lineup. I'm
I
I'm
know they
biased.
had some really good teams,
Especially
in the 90s.
in I'm not talking about the early like the 2000s and like the 90s because like that was a whole different game.
I'm not talking about numbers. I'm just saying literally of what you know. Like I'm not gonna sit here and say individual numbers and stack them up to other teams. That's not, you know what I'm saying? Like they said, that's a different game.
and we're biased. We're a little biased,
You know.
but I mean look at our numbers, dude. Like you could have given us a telephone pole we were all gonna hit. You know what I mean?
Hit more.
Yeah, like it was
Yeah,
the
lineup
fun.
was so stacked you could put
Bro,
Helleniki
we went
out there.
back to back twice in one. We went back to back twice in one inning against Tulane.
That was awesome.
Schiff and Dean twice. Schiff at 23. Nobody even talks about Schiff that year. 22.
With like almost 90 RBIs.
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
Like 80 plus.
Yeah, we had. If you go, I didn't have the.
You know who
last
else?
seven.
You know who else put up numbers like that year? Just to show you how good Schimpf was that year, you know who else put up numbers? And it was his freshman year. Super regional comes in. Freshman Anthony Rendon walks in with like 20 plus and like 80 plus. So if you want to know how good Schimpf was that year, there you go.
Spikes.
I mean, you had now DJ didn't hit double digits, but like DJ was
DJ didn't hit double digits, but
He
DJ
could've.
also hit a ball over the scoreboard that year.
Yeah, like that's how that wasn't his game, right?
He was
So,
just chilling, like,
I only hit
Legit.
7,
Straight up, legit.
but we
He
had
was at
everybody
the
else.
cottages with me.
But I mean, you had 11.
Yeah.
Sean had 10
Inside
or
the Parker.
Sean had 10 or 11.
Yeah.
Leon had 12 on the bench.
Not inside the Parker.
Schimpf had 22. Dean had 15 or 17, maybe
I think like
17.
or something like that.
Micah had, I don't know if Micah had double digits.
Maybe like 9.
Maybe.
He was batting
Who
like
else?
430.
Who else was playing for there?
he was.
Nola didn't
No, that
have
was the next
double
year, but
digits.
this year he was still really good too.
But I mean, dude, we were good. Good. Everybody in the line paid over 300.
I was shocked y'all lost the second game against Texas.
Taylor Youngman shoved.
Shoved.
He really did throw. He threw really well.
He was a
that
first
year.
rounder. He was a top 15 pick in the draft.
Enough to make everybody nervous that was watching, like, oh shit, game 3, and y'all were like, no.
No, we weren't. We weren't.
Everybody was
We
nervous
weren't.
except for the team.
We did some things. We did some things that night where we brought some team together. We had
The
some
only-
team,
but the
team
only-
bonding.
bonding.
Team bonding.
We did have some bonding, but the only reason why we really were able to do it is because
Phoenix Sun style.
well, Sean got that extension, so that's,
Wait, what's the saying? He got the extension, Joey.
so Coach got the extension because Sean got the
extension.
Yeah.
So Coach got the extension. We were up by 5 at the time. What do you mean?
What about 5, bro? The league
Sean
was
said I
extended.
stapled that thing down.
Sean had a great game.
He did it. Yeah, with 4 or 5 hits that game though. So I will give him that.
Yeah. He has.
But
some,
he talks about that
he has
extension.
some RBIs. He had a good game. All right. I meant to say, we were doing this 15 minutes ago, but we're going to take a little break, 30-second break, regroup, reset, send you guys home. This is probably the last break before we go for the day. It's 12:15. We're probably going to get you to 12:45-ish, get you through the day. Got a little more talk about, we don't really need to talk much about college baseball, but I do want to hit a little bit on women's basketball because they finished it. They had the 2 seed. They're the 2 seed now in the tournament. We don't need to talk a lot about it, but I actually watched the game, which is cool. This is a cool reason why we watched it. My father-in-law specifically asked me to bring my Fire Stick to watch it, so we'll talk about that. Yeah, I'm not good at teasing.
You just gonna tell the story.
I'll jump right into it. Yeah, I can't tell the story. We got a little bit more to talk about. We're gonna take a little break. You're listening to Mik'd Up, brought to you by Sterling Automotive.
True Blue Water, true hydration at its finest. Right now, you're only a few minutes away from getting your 5-gallon water delivered to you, just like we are over here at the UDL. All you got to do is log on to truebluewater.com. That's TRU, bluewater.com. The website's fantastic over at truebluewater.com. You can get your service and find out how quick it is. You can schedule a delivery, even hop on the billing system right there at truebluewater.com. TRU, bluewater.com. Go Chevrolet is proud to announce Go Express. Do you have questions about your finances? Are you looking for recommendations from a skilled financial advisor? Get in touch with our friend Daniel Newman over at Edward Jones. You can find him easily by logging online and shooting him an email at daniel.newman@edwardjones.com. That is daniel.newman@edwardjones.com. Whether it is help with your 401k or just fiscal advice heading into the new season, get in touch with Daniel today. Best way to do it? Email him, daniel.newman@edwardjones.com. He's our experienced financial advisor. Let him be yours, daniel.newman@edwardjones.com.
Welcome back to Mik'd Up. We're going to get you out of here on Monday, February 28th. I didn't mess it up this time.
Do you know?
Last day of February before March. Fucked up again.
Do you know those, like, the rules for which days are which? Like, which
Oh, 30?
ones?
Let me tell you a secret how I learned it when I was younger. The
Yes.
knuckles. You ever did the knuckles?
No. I used to do knuckles like, you hold your knuckles out.
No, that's not playing the game of knuckles.
No.
This is it, though. So you go big knuckles, you go raised knuckles, 31 days, indention, 30, and it goes January, February, March, April, May, June, July,
Okay.
August, September, October, November, December.
Wait, do it again.
January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. It plays out. I learned it when I
So
was a
the
little kid.
raised knuckles are
31 days. And the lower ones are 30 or
Did you
28.
count it the other way? Did you start going the other way?
Well, it's the same thing. So you get the knuckles up. So that's why you have the two knuckles in a row that go, because July and August are both 31 days.
I feel like I'm never gonna learn this. I feel like do you have
Just
some,
the knuckles.
do you have some of those things where it's like it's too far gone?
I mean, that's just not putting that effort in for you.
My brain just doesn't. There's only so much capacity in this
Right.
noggin. It's a huge brain.
You don't
Huge
give
head.
yourself enough credit about being intelligent. You're a very smart person. You
Oh,
made a
thank you.
27 on the ACT.
28.
28 in the AC, 28 in the
It's not
ACT.
easy to do.
No,
Oh.
you're an intelligent person. You just
The girl in
you're
front of me
very
did great.
self-deprecating. It's great. Yeah, we talked about this. The girl in front of me threw up. So
I forgot about. What a disaster!
yeah, disaster. Could not have
How
been
nervous
worse.
was she?
I think she was hungover. I don't think she was nervous. I think she was hungover.
I did before the GRE. I drank a bunch of port with my dad, like a little wine.
Port. Who drinks port?
I know, but I don't know what was going on. It must have been a birthday or something, and they were like, "Hey, ease off," and I was like, "Hey, no," and went into there. And dude, talk about anxiety, because you put the headphones on when you go take the test, and it is full on noise canceling. So I was hungover, put them on, couldn't hear anything. I felt like I was in war. I was just like shell shocked, and then looked through the first 5 clicks, like I don't know any of these, and had a little bit of a moment. Reached in my pocket, 5 ants, lock in.
Okay,
Yeah,
that works.
But
PEDs, bro. That's why they're illegal if you're not prescribed them.
305
That's why
first
they're illegal.
time.
All right, before we go,
Only applied to Northwestern. Should have applied to LSU. Could have got in.
there we go.
you
We're gonna
go.
keep moving on, pushing forward,
Taking more
pushing,
tests.
pushing through this thing, taking tests, listening to him talk stories. But I do want to talk about this because we don't talk about him enough on here. I don't think because I don't know why we just don't. But what LSU women's basketball has been balling, right? So they won 9 games last year. Now they're going to be a 2 seed in the SC tournament. They'll probably be a 2 seed in the NCAA tournament. They won on the road yesterday against Tennessee. My brother-in-law had his birthday. He just turned 29, I believe, or 28. He just turned 28.
Which one?
Andrew. Shout out to Andrew Simon.
He's younger than I am, so
Yeah,
28.
28.
Yep.
He had his birthday on Friday.
business.
We celebrated it on Sunday with the family, whatever. So we had a crawfish boil at my father-in-law's warehouse. that you have been to.
Wait, that's what y'all did it?
Yeah, that's what we're doing. Because that's where all the stuff's at. So
Have you
we're
been
doing
there?
crawfish. We're boiling crawfish.
Don't go.
We're boiling crawfish. So he has a TV, and my father was like, "Hey, make sure you bring the Fire Stick so that we can watch." And it wasn't to watch the LSU baseball game that they had 2 of them. It was, hey, so we can watch the women's basketball game. We wanted to watch the women's basketball game, but his mom, Allie's grandmother, was there. She's a boss. She's 97, still going strong. She is awesome. They're there. They all wanted to watch it, which is great. So I had the Fire Stick. We had the game on ESPN 2, I believe, and everybody is locked in watching this game. Like, LSU's rolling. 18-point lead, 17-point lead rolling. And all of a sudden, fourth quarter happens. Shit gets a little dicey. They start throwing the ball away. They can't get the ball past half court. Alexis Morris is not playing. So that's obviously a big loss. But I was like, damn, they're going to run away with this thing. And then all of a sudden, game got tight, ended up winning. But to see the energy and to see someone that's not, like people that aren't really, you would think, be into watching the women's basketball team are all about it, right? And like huddling around it, everybody standing up, we're cheering. I'm like, this is awesome. It reminds me of when LSU was making their consistent Final Four trips when I was younger, and we'd watch. It was the Tennessee LSU games in the Final Four always. And I'm like, damn, this reminds me of those years, and it's just fun to see. I mean, they're 22-4 now, ranked top 10 in the country, and last year they didn't even win 10 games.
They went from winning 9 to being ranked 9, which is unbelievable.
Is that good,
Is that good? New high score? What? But that's the thing for me is the draw is there. Like for people to be like, I want to watch this.
Yeah.
Like
you see Kim Mulkey on the sidelines, like she's got the energy and she's always dressed up and all this stuff, and it's awesome. And that's just part of.
It's also fun too, like because I watched a good bit of the second half in that game yesterday, and so you're watching it, and I feel like a lot of like these SEC teams, especially like playing against what was. You always think when you see Tennessee, you always think Pat Summitt, right? And like you always feel like they're the big sister of the conference, even though they're not the best team in the conference, right? And so like watching them play that game, but pretty much dominate the game from almost start to finish, you're like, man, that's a different team.
No doubt.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's a different ball club.
Yeah, it's just you feel the energy.
And that's got to be a lot of Kim.
100%. I mean, you can't. I mean, there's no way around it. Yeah. Which who's the coach for South Carolina that came out and said that?
Dawn Staley?
Huh?
Is it Dawn Staley?
Dawn Staley.
Yeah.
Dawn Staley comes out. Yeah, if LSU would have given their last coach the support that they're giving Kim, well, they didn't give her support because she was winning 8-9 games a year.
Right.
Now they're winning games. Of course they're going to give support to, and she's actively going out there to try to get the support.
She was going door to door to sell tickets.
Yeah, like she is building this, and that's a great thing. What is this? This is great. That's pretty cool. That's a really cool picture. Damn, that's pretty sick. I mean, she is the Mecca right here, the Summit.
Yep.
Pat Summitt's court, and then Kim Mulkey's gonna be in the Hall of Fame. She didn't get played.
She's already in. She's in the NBA Hall of Fame.
Kim Mulkey?
Yeah, she's in nationally. Yeah, with Michael Jordan inducted her. They got inducted in the same class.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
No, it's not.
No, the same class.
Wait, time out. I don't think. I could be wrong, but I think all of basketball is like a collective Hall of Fame. If I'm correct, is that, or am I wrong about that?
I don't know. I have no idea. This is beyond me.
Like,
she's in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I know that.
Michael Jordan was her introductory speaker, which is
damn, that's sick.
That just recently.
That's pretty badass.
So Kim Mulkey's that.
Shout out to Kim Mulkey because what they're doing is awesome. I mean, that's what they like. The turnaround from one year to the other.
Unbelievable.
And the fact that you have people interest that probably wouldn't have any interest in this 4 years ago is awesome. And so I was able to see it. And like I've followed them, I haven't followed them as closely probably as I should have been, but I follow. Like I pay attention. I actively look and see what the scores were of the game and the box score. I see all that. But I actually watching them on ESPN with everyone around, like that was a pretty cool experience to see, right? And so was that their last regular season game?
It's supposed to be, but now they will play a home game. I would imagine with the seating that they got, they will have a home game.
Right, but like the tournament starts. Though.
Yes, so it'll be a home tournament game at
which
the
is awesome. That should be sold out.
I was like, wait, what? Okay.
That should be sold out. So LSU's got two more. LSU basketball has two more home games, which they play Wednesday at Arkansas, right? And at home against Alabama, or on the road against Alabama. I don't know, but they have two. Men's basketball has two really big games coming up for seeding purposes.
Yeah.
In I don't know how much there's actually. they're 8-8 in conference. Like their seeding in conference can fluctuate. If they go 10-8, that's a big.
AP poll just dropped. Women's basketball is ranked 6th in the country.
6th in the country.
47 seconds ago.
Unbelievable. Like that's hard. That's a hard. Basketball is one of those sports like that's. Yeah. That is creating a culture within an organization, and that's doing everybody buying in. Doing it quick 1 year. You know, like you can't tell me coaching doesn't matter. But that, I mean, to her, like I want to give her a prop. That honestly, that's probably.
Have you ever been in a situation wherever you had a coach that was like, "Holy shit, this is way different from year to year," where it's like somebody stepped in and like, "Oh my god, this is how it's supposed to be."
Oh yeah, you could feel it. I mean, you can feel
culture just by like words, man. Like the things people talk about, like.
And how
the expectations of what they want to do, you know what I mean, like that.
And you can feel how much they believe in what they're telling you. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like if they're pounding it in your head, you're like in the way and how they say it, like damn, this guy believes that. Like if he believes it or she believes it, I believe it. But like somebody can talk to you and say this is what I want, and they don't really believe it, or it doesn't feel like they believe it. Or they're not very convincing on how they're telling you.
They're not acting.
And you're like, well, you're not bought into what you're saying.
What you're preaching.
Yeah, and so I'm not.
Even if you're practicing it, like there's when you do things with conviction, it's it's different, man. You know,
conviction is about. I mean, conviction is the biggest thing. Like
you attitude reflect leadership, Captain.
Coach,
or
is it captain? It's captain. It's captain. That's a good one. That's a nice little Remember the Titans reference there. But that's the thing. If you're convicted,
is that from American?
Gangster?
But if you have conviction in how you're talking about things and how you're doing things and you're passionate about it, people are gonna follow that.
You blow for plug, nickel.
We're gonna start quoting movies here.
Strong
we actually did go through 2 movies in a row there that are very quotable.
Yeah.
Life and Remember the Titans, both very, very quotable.
Not
movies.
the Kurt Warner movie. No quotes in that one.
No, there probably won't be any quotes in that one.
Okay.
But
it
wasn't a bad movie.
Just sit down for 2 hours. Let's go ahead and check it out.
Just watch it. You're not gonna be miserable watching it. You're not.
Where'd you find it?
You'll stay there from start to finish.
I rented it on Amazon Prime.
You paid for it.
It was $3.99.
Well, you're $3.99 and my $3.99.
I mean,
we're about the same with the guy because we're making so much money.
Wow, good segue.
Yeah,
good segue. That was Leonard. You feel good because let me tell you how much this guy, how much Lloyd was feeling this weekend.
I'm embarrassed.
My guy, who sends us all these pictures, has been hot. He gave us some picks on Saturday. Hit, weird. I think he hit all of them.
All of them, and I feel like you had to ask him to get them.
So we got him. So then I knew he was my guy who had some things going on. He was not available.
Yeah.
Right? So I was like, I'm not going to wear him out because I know he's not available. I don't want to be that person. So I gave him a day off on Sunday. This man texted me twice. Hey, guys, send pics yet? Hey, guys, send pics yet? Because he needed it. He needed the feeling to watch sports to win some money.
It's the best feeling in the world.
I was like, hey, dude, no pics today. And then, unprompted today, I got the pics. And I texted, and Lloyd's doing something, and I said, pics. And Lloyd, pics? What do you mean pics?
That's how I know he would watch the movie. And
no doubt.
Decently like it. But he's trying to act like it's the worst movie that ever got produced. And how on earth did they green light this thing? You
just got to get Lloyd in the room, and Lloyd will get it convinced. But
he would like it.
Lloyd has his mind made up sometimes. You got to really work it in there and try to get there. But to the picks. We're gonna recap. I don't have any of my personal picks. We're just riding with the guy. We're riding with the guy.
So I don't seem like a degenerate, which I am. I'm fine with that. I understand that the Piper will come one day, and I am. My name's Lloyd, and I'm gambling. What do they say?
I have a gambling issue.
I'm a gambling addict. I've seen the 1-800
number.
Yeah, I'm an addict.
I've seen the 1-800 number. I ain't afraid.
1-800 stop my ass and give me more credit.
I ain't afraid.
But I ain't afraid. But I have other people now. The guy has gotten so hot. I'm getting unprompted texts from my friends that are saying, "Where are the picks?"
That's how it starts.
And I'm going, "Well, I'll text my guy that knows the guy." And they're like, hey, if you text him, like, I don't want to have to do this, but I'm also curious.
But that's how we build it. We start getting some traction.
Could you imagine like the guy tree that the person next to could be like, hey, I got a guy that's got a guy.
Hey, I got a guy. Well, his guy, he's got a guy. Who's your guy? Well, he's got the guy. Well, my guy's guy's got the guy. I'm like, well, How many guys do you have the guys for?
And it all turns out being the same guy.
It's all the same guy, but you have the one guy that just trickles down. It's like when you say you have that like the what was like the
Venn diagram.
No, not the Venn diagram. It's like when there's like the social experiment when like I tell you a secret, you tell you a secret, you tell you a secret, and then by the time you get in, it's like this is nothing we talked about.
But apparently that's not what's going on. Like this.
Oh no, this is we get down to the brass tacks, bro. This is what we get. You sit over. Now this is the only time it does change. Is
the number.
If the number changes.
Yeah.
So,
but then you got to know that's the one somewhere. Well, I can't.
Right, but then some people start giving. So if I give him the picks for my guy, and these are the lines, I'm like, hey, these are the lines, and Lloyd is not on, but Lloyd does use Barstool Sports. So Barstool Sportsbook, the beauty of it, you can move the line, right? Like you can.
Oh yes, you can.
If it's 7.5, and we got to
take alternate lines.
You can go, but it's not even taking. You can move it.
They let you just scale it,
right, to as much as you want, right? So. Some places have alternate lines, but you can't move the line back and forth. Yeah. And so now it changes the juice and all this stuff. Yeah. Well, the only way this would change by going down that telephone experiment is if I told Lloyd, hey, these are the, I see in the text, these are the picks. You got whatever, LSU plus 7.5. And he looks up and he doesn't have Barstool. He looks up and goes, oh, it says plus LSU 7. Okay, I'm going to get it. So he takes the 7. And then he sends it to somebody else. He goes, oh, these are the lines, LSU plus 7. And then they don't have, now the line kept going down. Now it's 6. And you're like, well, or 6.5. You're like, still half point. I'm going to still take 6. And then that guy sends it over like, whoa, now we're 3 points less than what we initially started. That's how we get messed up.
That's how you
But that's why we have these graphics. And we have, hey, this is what we got it at. These are the numbers. And this is what we are saying to get the numbers at. If you can't get that line, then that's not our guys' picks.
Or better.
Yeah, or better.
Don't take that.
Yeah, but Syracuse plus 8.5, hammer it. You know what I mean? But because Syracuse plus 7.5, the hook's going to get you. The hook is going to get you. Always comes back to get you somehow, some way. But basketball's back in play. I love that basketball's back in play because I love the prop bets in basketball. Yeah. I love the mid-game bets. I love the live betting in basketball. We need to start. I mean, I don't know how much longer I'm gonna be here with all this stuff going on, but we need to do something
dude.
Here.
You aren't playing.
No, I just got a text from my agent, but it wasn't anything that was important. It was just more for me. But
so nothing. That's what I'm saying. Are y'all?
They're meeting again today. Today's the deadline.
What do you expect to happen?
Them to get a deal done.
Really?
I don't know if they're gonna get it done today, but I think that they're gonna say, "Oh, the deal's almost done. Okay, if we get the deal done by the end of the week, we don't have to miss any games. We've agreed to we'll have a couple doubleheaders throughout the course of the year, and you don't need to miss games." But
it feels like the players are absolutely staunch.
Oh, they're heels dug in, and they should be. We should
Spikes
be.
Up.
It's been time for that.
Yeah, we should be. They should be. It sucks right now, but they should be heels dug in because the last 2 CBAs have not been good for us.
Yeah.
And
big losses, honestly.
Big losses.
Yeah.
Big. So.
I don't even. I think the players are to the point where it's not even really. Hey, we're trying to win. It's like, hey, we want a more fair share. We want a more fair cut.
That's what.
Hey, the game is.
I don't
changing.
even know how else to put it.
The game is changing positively for you. You're making more money than you ever have playing this game of baseball.
Yeah.
We should be compensated for some of that growth. Yeah. We're not saying we need to take all of your money. You're making so much more money than when it was 15 years ago. Then we need some of that.
I think the players are at a point where it's like, we're not trying to get over on you. We've
realized how untenable.
We have the lowest amount of. We have the lowest minimum
salary. Yeah.
Of all the sports, we play the most games. It doesn't make sense to me. That's pretty obvious why that doesn't make sense to me. And every team has increased in value. Their profit share has gone up, and the amount that the company is worth has gone up. So, I mean, it's not that hard, and we'll figure it out. I mean, there's a lot of other stuff that goes into that. But if you want to go down to the minimums of okay, how much is this it's pretty obvious to see the discrepancy.
The tweet that I sent you last night.
Jeff Passan does an unbelievable job.
He does. He really does, man.
He is on our side.
I'll be honest with you, when he first came on to the real scene and was the guy basically, I was like, I'm kind of whatever. I don't love him. He does a great job, man.
Great job. And he breaks it down, and there's no bias. He's probably, if anything, he's biased towards the players, but he's telling the story from our side, which is the side that doesn't get told.
That you don't really get to
MLB
hear.
owns basically what comes out about MLB for the most part. All these writers are employed by MLB.com. That MLB owns it. So, like,
What narrative do you think they're going to push?
that's what I mean. Like,
Yeah.
what do you think's gonna happen if MLB owns this? Like, what do you think they're just gonna like let someone? I mean, they did. What happened was they had somebody talk about that, and he got fired. Ken Rosenthal out MLB.com because he was talking too bad about the commissioner. Out. Well,
It's funny though, because it's so weird too how people like don't understand exactly what's going on. I think I was on the way here. I pull up Twitter and one of the trending topics was like either MLB or MLBPA, and I clicked on it, went to latest just to see what's been talked about, and it was like one of the comments, one of the first like 2 or 3 tweets I saw was some random person was like, I can't believe they should just get in the room, hash it out, and both of them should settle to make things better. I'm like,
Billionaires fight with billionaires.
I'm like, but you're missing this thing.
You're
dude.
missing
Like,
the point.
You're completely missing it. Settling on what they're trying to do right now is like any other job. You being severely underpaid for what's going on,
right.
and what you're doing.
Like, take out the numbers.
I get
Let's
what you
just make
see.
it
I get
relative
where you
based
see
off
the
of
numbers
yeah.
is what's going. But you're missing. You don't know. Well, not missing. You don't know exactly how much they're making.
Right.
Which is way over what the players are making in this thing.
No
and
doubt.
And if you don't have a business, if you don't have the players, it's really that simple. So you should be paying them a little more.
No doubt.
And people
look,
are missing that. That's what's not going on.
If the
I don't
happier you
care.
make, the players, and the more productive the players are, the more money you're going to make.
Yeah.
No matter how much you're paying somebody else, you're going to continue to make that much. The game's doing
and
this.
people want to talk about this. People don't understand like the game is not growing, and people are saying, well, the players should do more as far as for marketing the game and this. And I'm like, but what you don't understand is that the reason why a lot of players, for whatever reason, are off of the marketing side of like growing the game in that way is because everything that you do, MLB is getting a cut of. That's the only major sport in America that is like that. It's called through MLB's licensing, you can't do anything marketing wise that they don't get a cut off.
Right.
That's why you don't see anything on Twitter. Like
Twitter, Instagram. That's why you don't see. Like I can't. If I was in the major leagues right now, I can't play in the major leagues. Go in the off season, put out this whole video. Not even like really weren't like because I'm employed by them. They would have to get a cut.
It's like
if Aaron Rodgers was a baseball player, all that State Farm money he gets, the Packers would be getting the NFL would be getting a cut.
Yep.
That's not like that's so ridiculous that's a thing, but that's how it is. So it's like imagine like in the offseason, like you saying like I would like to do this, but that's kind of where it goes.
So with Bregman, like his like multimedia company, or
That's on him.
That's what I'm saying. Is that's the way in to make your own money?
That's so him.
Because it's like Death Row Records. It's like
Yeah,
you're
so
trying to
he's-
deal
yeah.
with a record label.
Yeah.
He's doing and what Bauer. Like
Yeah.
Trevor Bauer was the first one to start Momentum,
Yeah.
right? He was
Yeah.
the first one to start his own like media company.
Yeah.
Like those guys, yeah, that's how. Yeah, butthole punch and everything. But that's how you
Pay for
create.
that end.
That's how you make your own money, right? That way, and like you can still endorse other things,
Yeah.
but you can't endorse it I mean, I guess Aaron Rodgers doesn't endorse it in a Packers uniform, but you can't. But State Farm is a sponsor of the NFL.
Yeah.
They all have to be in bed together.
Yeah.
Yeah, I must say I would imagine I'm just guessing, dude. I don't really know. I'm just saying like if I put the other hat on and said, hey, I want Mikie Mahtook to endorse my company, but I don't want to. I just want to pay him. I don't want to pay the thing too.
Yeah.
I would imagine that might turn suitors off.
Right. Right. So
No matter
there's a
how
lot-
big the
there's a
company
lot-
is, you know.
There's a lot that prevents the player, Major League Baseball player, from being in the limelight.
Yeah.
Because if like we talked about Mike Trout, if he walked down the street, I wouldn't know who he was.
Yeah,
Right.
it's just
And
there's
that's
a-
not who. That,
but that's even outside of Mike.
But no,
I mean,
but
that's just who Mike is.
Right.
well, no, but that's how marketable you should be. Like even the quietest superstar, I know who Kawhi Leonard is.
Yeah.
Because I see him.
Yeah.
Like even as much as he doesn't do anything.
And outside of basketball, baseball has the most facial recognition.
Yeah.
Like
Right.
you don't have
The
a
face
helmet
mask
on
on.
or anything on. So like
I should recognize him.
exactly.
Yeah.
And you don't.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But
It's just time for it to come a little.
But the
closer.
reason I brought this up is because I believe that if there's ever a time where you might have a season where there's no baseball, it seems like right now.
I don't think the
there's
season's
going to
going
be
to get
baseball.
played.
There's going to be baseball, but
because
this
there's
is-
way
but
too much
why?
money to be made.
because you can't. If you lose this season of baseball, the last 3 years combined, it's
Yeah.
going to be detrimental to the future of baseball.
But if you're a baseball player, are you not okay with that? Like this is the
you're
whole
not.
thing. The whole
Because you
thing's-
still want to play, but you're okay with saying, okay, we're going to hold off as long as we can, even if it taints some of the baseball. This is MLB's fault because they're not making this. They're not compromising, right? So it's okay. We're gonna take the chance of tainting it a little bit, and hopefully we play it and we grow it from there, right? But if you miss an entire year, that's hard to recover from. Yeah. Now the owners aren't gonna let that happen, and the players aren't gonna. Someone's gonna come. They're hopefully meet in the middle, and we'll figure this thing out. But they can't afford to lose a whole year. There's no way.
There's way too much money to be made for a year to be lost, so that's not gonna happen. It's just at what point do you say, okay, what's lost is no longer...
Yeah, what's the point of no return?
Right.
That's what I'm saying. If you're a player and you're comfortable like in this, what you're doing now, why would you not see it through? Because there's no way to...
Nah, but the players understand, like, you can't... It doesn't matter who's in that room speaking as for the player side, if they understand that you can't do that to the entire workforce of it. So there is compromise that has to be made. It's just getting both sides to understand that it has to come close. And both sides are going to squeeze as much as they can out of it.
Because they're trying to negotiate like even minor league contracts and about where your like arbitration year should come. And Major League Baseball is like, we're not budging on that.
Right. But
because they've never had to, so they're going to keep saying that until they don't have to.
That's what I'm saying. Well, then you'll never have a future.
But as long as they can start nudging, we can start moving the bar this way. They don't need to change completely.
Tease it.
Just tease it a little bit. Move the line.
By a couple points.
Move the line a little bit. You know what I mean? So if, hey, this CBA, okay, we got them to budge half of what we wanted to, or a third of what we wanted to. Okay, that's a win. Yeah. We're making more. So the next CBA, maybe a little bit more. You know what I mean? So there's things that it's going to happen because it benefits both sides to make it happen. It hurts both sides for it to happen. It's ugly. And stuff like this, it has to get ugly. It has to be ugly for it to be good. You know what I mean? Hopefully we'll see something. If there is, we'll have everyone updated and we'll keep talking about it. But hopefully something today. We'll see. I don't know. But we're going to go home in a little bit, and we're going to talk a little bit about, before we go, we need to talk about our curtain calls, which I know I'm putting you on the spot because I know you weren't prepped right now, but I am. I know what I'm doing. I'm on the curtain call, and we're going to talk about what's for lunch. But my curtain call, and I talked a little bit about it after this, when we came back on the other side of the break. My curtain call is the women's basketball team. And Kim Mulkey and what she's done here, has recreated the atmosphere that we had 10 plus years ago, and put back a competitive team here at LSU. I mean, LSU is one of two teams in the country that have both men's and women's have 20 plus wins in the year. Tennessee's the other, and they just beat the women's basketball team. Just beat Tennessee. So that's my curtain call as Kim Mulkey.
Do you think we'll be able to get lines on women's college basketball at any point? Because I tried to bet, and they're not on there.
Probably. I'm sure for the tournament.
Yeah, but say at least probably.
But why aren't they out there now?
I don't know. You're asking the wrong dude, bro.
I know, because I'm trying to hammer a future on Kim
That's a Mincy question.
It's just got a lot of pressure on him.
It's a Ben Mintz question right there. I don't know. Oh, we didn't even talk about
Zion?
No. We didn't talk about the defensive tackle playing baseball for Ole Miss.
Hitting the fucking backside homer?
Backside homer!
Hey, you know what's so crazy too? You can tell how athletic he is by watching him run around the bases too. he looks like a small guy. Right?
I didn't know. I just thought he was a big dude. I didn't know he was. Now it makes sense that that guy doesn't play baseball unless he's a super athlete. Yeah. He's a defensive tackle. Unbelievable.
6'4", 310.
Oppo tacos.
Yaboed. Just easy. Flicked it out there.
Oppo tacos.
There's a defensive tackle somewhere in the league right now that was like a good pitcher. I don't remember who it was. I saw like a video of him pitching, and I'm like,
dude, did you see DK Metcalf in the cage?
No, not DK. AJ Brown.
AJ Brown.
AJ Brown. That, yeah.
Both. I mean, Jesus.
He's got a baseball background too, though. Doesn't
AJ Brown's a top 100 player. He's an All-American, Under Armour All-American in football and baseball in high school.
Yeah.
He's back in the cages.
Yeah, but
I'm just saying it was impressive.
No, it's great.
You can tell he hadn't stepped in a
while.
while.
You can tell he's not a normal football player who's never played baseball.
Yeah.
You can tell this guy is high octane baseball
tackle going backside.
Backside is unbelievable. That's unbelievable to
I can't
me.
believe they
Like,
threw him a fastball.
I don't think people realize how hard that is.
Just flip that thing back there too.
His name was Oppo Taco, and then he had beer shower like this.
Hey,
This is
Wayne,
awesome.
I might like baseball.
That's awesome.
God.
Curtain call, Ghost of Kiev.
Ooh, Ghost of Kiev. Have you heard about this?
No.
Bro, Is that real? You think?
Yes, it just got confirmed.
Oh, you talking about the
guy who took his own fighter,
the pilot? Yeah.
and is just fucking wrecking shop when the Russians come in there, dude.
That's my curtain call.
That curtain call, seriously, that should be everybody's curtain call. I'm giving a Ghost of Kiev. I mean, this man is doing it on his own, doing work. Nobody knows him.
Well, you might as well give the next curtain call to all these like professional like sports teams that are like
we'll just keep there.
Pushing out Russia, like saying, "Hey, bro, y'all gotta stop.
Hey,
this.
y'all want to come in? Y'all gotta go through us," and they're fucking pushing back.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah,
this might be the most unified thing I've ever seen in my lifetime.
And Elon Musk. Shout out to Elon Musk.
I don't really know much about the guy, but he's like, "Hey, you want some internet? Here you go."
Someone came at him on Twitter, and not came at him.
Starlink.
They say, "Hey, we need help. We need your Starlink to help." Like, they're, boom, 12 hours later, internet.
Yeah.
In Ukraine.
Yeah.
Shout out to all these.
Yeah.
This is maybe this is what the world needed. Not needed in a war, but like the unification of this thing. Like people are unifying on one thing that everybody can agree on. Nobody here is like, "Oh, this is a good idea."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like everybody's unifying against Russia. Thank you. You're gonna fucking lose. Ukraine. Hope they fucking take your ass.
Ukraine saying that there's like, you know what? Fuck it, we're fighting. It's the coolest thing of all time, dude. Like,
we have the reason to fight. These guys that are fighting, they don't really care because you're making them do this.
Yeah.
But we're gonna fight, and we have the Ghost of Kiev coming in here and just dropping shit on you. And we got people fighting. We got boxers coming back in here fighting. We have, dude. This is I mean, it's not awesome, but it's awesome to see the
like
resolve.
Their national stars would be like, "Nah, I'm gonna go front."
I'm in. Oh, you want me? I'm going back home.
Yeah,
I'm coming back.
Their world leaders are like, give me a gun.
On the front lines, bro.
Dude, it's like George Washington.
We're
going.
War is never pretty. War is never fun. But to see them, it's been. Curtain call to the people of Ukraine coming in and fighting hard, and curtain call to Ghost of Kiev. Like these guys are, like I hate what's going on over there. It's awful. But like
it's inspirational.
It's inspirational, 100%.
The Ghost of Kiev.
That's great.
Went up. Knocked 2 down, refueled, re-weaponed, went back up again, and knocked 2 more down.
Yep.
Dog.
Unbelievable. We gotta get. I can't wait for that movie. After he comes out, and they fucking push Russia all the way back, and Russia's.
What if it's Amelia Earhart?
Huh?
Is that Amelia Earhart?
You have so many conspiracy theories.
We haven't heard from her in a while.
Could you imagine that guy telling a story by the fire?
What fire?
I'm talking about when this is over.
When he's smoking, when he's drinking his vodka by the fire. And he's like, "Hey, can you?"
This is
nobody knows.
This is what I did.
Russia.
Oh, you're the Ghost of Kiev? Yep, that was me.
That was me.
But that guy seems like he wouldn't even tell it. You wouldn't even know. You would never know who he was. You know what I mean?
It's cooler that he's not known.
Right, because he's not doing it. He's doing it because of.
He'll be known at some point.
But he's not doing it because he wants to get known. He's doing it because this is what he needs to do.
Yeah, 100%.
Who plays him in a movie?
Okay, now we're jumping the gun here. Let's wait. We have to see who's.
Yeah, we gotta see what he looks like.
Who played Kurt Warner?
Michael Levi or something like that. I forget his first name.
Hell of an actor.
Okay, well,
let's see if he can fly a plane.
Let's get out of here. Let's get out of here. Let's get out of here. We're gonna get out of here. We have to do What's for Lunch. What's for Lunch is brought to you by Dozy Place. I'm feeling a sandwich today. I really want a sandwich. I think in Chiba Hut. We're on Chiba Hut,
bro.
Chiba Hut. Have you had Chiba Hut?
Yeah.
Chiba Hut's fire.
Yeah.
I was looking at it. I was trying to get Chiba Hut all weekend. Yeah. I got denied.
I saw it the other day on DoorDash. Like, that's what I want to take. Chiba Hut. Fire. Chiba Hut it is. So,
Blunt.
Thank y'all. That's what the name of the sandwich is called. The Blunt. The name of the sandwich is called. But thank y'all for sticking with us. We're going to have, I promise you, moving forward, we're going to have a lot more guests on here. It's tough. Mardi Gras weekend, guys are getting partying after the weekend. It's tough to corral them.
Baseball.
We're gonna have, but we're gonna have some guys in here. I have guys on deck that want to come in. Chad will be in here. I promise you. Leon wants to come in here. I want him to talk about where he's going, and we're gonna talk a little bit more. We'll get other people in here. Stick with us. Thank you for supporting us. Thank you for being part of it. We couldn't do this without y'all. Please like, subscribe. Our podcast is on, ready to go, locked and loaded. Maybe I don't know. Apple's giving us a hard time. Fucking over
It
Apple.
says it's connected, and then I go to it, and it's connecting, and it never goes.
So we gotta figure that out. But Spotify, it's on. Apple Podcast is not on. Subscribe, like, tell your friends. We are brought to you by Sterling Automotive. We are brought to you by Heineken. We are brought to you by Dozy Place. We are brought to you by Lance Beal.
Spite bet of the week, Baylor money line.
Spite bet of the week. Lance Beal, spite bet of the week, Baylor money line. That's spiting myself because I said I wasn't going to bet Baylor anymore, but our guy gave us the Baylor, so I have to. I have to. He didn't tell me the spread, though. He told me money line's a little bit different.
Okay.
He's been messing me on the spread, so I'm gonna spin it that way.
That's it?
That's it. Have a great Monday. Have a great rest of the week. We will see you again on Wednesday at 11:01. No Friday Freds today because the boys are out of town. Boys are in Houston, which is I can't wait to preview that on Wednesday because it's gonna be a great weekend. I would love to. If I'm still here, maybe we'll go.
Baseball don't
exist. You're secretly hoping that I stay here.
I want you to play more for everything. Just it would be more fun.
Yeah, obviously.
You know, but at this point,
we'll do it from the road. Bring the show on the road. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right. Listen to Mik'd Up. See you on Wednesday. Peace.